What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time joining us, welcome to the show. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe, hit the notification bell. We post every single Friday, all right? That's where we'll be. If you are looking for more content in the Whiskey Ginger world, go to patreon.com/whiskeygingerpodcast. That's where the old Red Rocket does the solo Cheeto chats. That's where I do my solo pod over there. We don't post it over here anymore. We post it on the Patreon. We also do Zooms for the top tiers, a bunch of other cool stuff. So go to patreon.com/whiskeygingerpodcast. It's probably right there below me. And if you're looking for merch, go to andrewsantinostore.com. We got hats and shirts and rocks, glasses, and all the good stuff that you need. If you look down below, if you're on YouTube, you see the merch bar. There's all sorts of the clothes that you can click on down there and get yourself a shirt for yourself or someone that you love. My guest this week is Trixie Mattel. So funny, so cool. Absolutely loved having her on the show. She was incredible. And just a little heads up, we talk about Larry King. And sadly, Larry King passed away after we had recorded this podcast. So it was a bummer. We miss him. We love him. Larry was the best. And we showed him some love on the episode. All right, enough rambling from me. Let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It's Trixie Mattel.
All right.
Oh, look at this. Cheers. Cheers.
Yes, cheers.
Trixie, of course, is not drinking the traditional Whiskey Ginger. You're having a
I'm
Trixie
having some
Gingy.
gin.
Yeah, you're having a gin.
I'm just thrilled about it. I haven't been drinking really, and I've been like waiting for this moment.
Why? Are you taking off? Are you taking off for a reason or no?
Health and weight loss.
Yeah, weight loss. That one I care about. The health
I call
part.
myself the skinny legend. I got to live up to it. You know what I mean?
You are the skinny legend, huh? Is that a?
That is so good.
Is it worth it?
People hate gin.
Why?
We wrote about this in the book, in Trixie and Katya's Guide to Modern Womanhood, New York Times bestseller. It was a chapter, and I got to read a lot about gin, and people hate it because they say it tastes like toothpaste or whatever. Huh. But it's made to taste like juniper and flowers. I'm
It tastes like
telling
flowers
you, if you
to me.
drink it and think of flowers, you taste flowers.
Yeah, no, when I taste it, it tastes like, the outside. It tastes like the outdoors.
Yeah.
What does this taste like to you? You don't like whiskey.
I used to like whiskey.
Yeah.
I used to like whiskey.
Yeah.
It was the whiskey. I'm just gonna say it. My system.
No good.
It's a lot of bathroom breaks the next day.
Yes,
It's a lot of surprise.
Hey.
You're going to the bathroom now.
Hey, you're gonna shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what
and
this
this
is
a little
called.
more. And the brown liquor's more complex, harder to break down.
Right.
Sometimes deeper hangovers.
Yep.
And sometimes the dark liquors, I find that I can't really tell how drunk I am.
See, I know. See, those sneak up on me way more. I think
Really?
light liquors to me, like whenever I do like Blanco tequila or vodka, forget about it. I have 6 of them, and then I just realize.
Well, you should also know I had 6 of them.
Yeah,
That
I
should be
know.
like-
I know, but I like it.
I don't blame you. This is fabulous. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's ice cold, you guys. When I tell you, I don't know if they know that you really have this little bar over
I have
here.
a nice
and
little bar set
You
up.
do it all.
Yeah. Well, I try to appease my guests, and when you said you were coming by, I was so excited because look, I'm a fan. You look great, by the way.
You're
You're looking really nice.
Thank you.
And you
really try
smelled
to-
good for me. They can't smell you, but you smell good for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wear so much perfume all the time. I
What
really
kind
can't
is that?
smell any of it. This is Turquatic from MAC. It's pretty cheap.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's unisex.
That smells like an expensive perfume.
No, it's unisex. It's like $25. Get into that.
Let me see. But wait, let me.
They say unisex. I would say that the people who are unisex wearing that
I don't know.
are
This could be
gay.
unisex. Yeah, it could be gay unisex.
It's pretty gay.
Yeah. It's not. No, you know what it is? It's like it's just super floral.
It's extremely floral.
I don't know how to pick cologne. How do I pick cologne? When guys wear too much cologne, it's annoying. And
I
then
like it.
You do?
Yes, like I don't want to
When they're
generalize.
like overtly just that thing. Yeah.
there's
In the
no such-
hair.
The hair is a lot,
But I seen it.
I've seen
I
it
seen
too.
it.
I've seen the hair. I will say I've dated some guys who are let's just say that I think that Latino guys are usually more aware of being clean than any other type of guy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
In the good way.
They always smell like
always
laundry.
smell good.
Yeah, they do.
Laundry, cologne, shower, mouthwash, the full thing.
Yeah.
And like when you smell someone coming before you see them, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But then again, I work with drag queens. You know, some of the drag queens lip sync and they take the money
Yeah.
like I used to back
Yeah,
in the day. and they'll spray the hands. So when you take the money from the people, you get the Muppets 4D
that's
experience.
hot. Okay, I have so many things I want to talk to you about, but let me start here because you reminded me. One of my favorite bars of all time, my buddy Drew took me, I don't know, 7 years ago maybe, because we shot a tremendously terrible pilot together called How I Met Your Father, the spinoff for How I Met Your Mother.
Oh.
Yeah, you want to talk about bad ideas? That was one of them.
Not a great idea.
So Drew was my husband on the show, and it never took off. Also, CBS didn't want us to kiss.
You played a gay.
I played a gay.
Well, I'm not.
And this is
surprised
pre-PC police. I couldn't do it today. They would say they should have given that to a gay guy, and I understand. Drew is gay, so maybe one half. Is that okay or no?
I am kind of controversial in that I always feel like the storytelling matters. If it's the right person to portray that gay person in a way that is right for the character, that matters.
See? Thank you.
I personally don't mind if
a straight plays a gay.
I don't. But I know that not everyone feels that way.
I know, but
because gay people play straight people, and
all
that
the
doesn't
time.
bother me either.
All the time. I have a bunch of friends that play straights all the time.
Can you tell the story in a way that makes the audience feel for it? That's what matters to me.
But look, if you can find a gay that looks as vibrantly bright orange as I, then do it.
There's a few.
There's a few, but are they as good as me?
Well, we know they're not breeding.
Well,
that's
we
a
can't.
dying hair color.
I know when it should be, really. Nobody,
I don't think so.
Really? You like it?
Yeah. Who doesn't? Who's watching this right now?
Yeah.
Because they're like, here's that ginger fuck again. Every week he
I'm
refuses
sure
to color his hair.
YouTube is filled with people. YouTube specifically is filled with, my audio listeners, no, but YouTube is filled with people that just want to hate. I think people hate watch more than anything else. Some, not all of them, but so many fans, I think, people like to just criticize. Like you're going to get,
Are you
that
kidding?
outfit is good, it's going to get criticized.
Oh, it's going to get criticized. It's also going to be, anytime I come in front of people who aren't like, I'm going to get like, what kind of Kill It With Fire is another good one.
Yeah.
This is the future liberals want. Like anything like that. Hi to you people, mid-typing. They just looked up from their keyboard like, But it doesn't bother me. I didn't start doing drag because I wanted everyone to like me.
Yeah. Well, I love drag. I think I have like a little baby obsession. I'm not like crazy about it, but let me finish this because I get my stupid brain. So there's a bar called Plaza that's on La Brea. Do you know Plaza?
Of course I've been to Plaza.
So I love Plaza.
Of all the bars for you to say I loved.
Plaza's my favorite.
No offense, Plaza. I can't believe you just
Oh,
said
I love
Plaza.
it so much. Plaza, shout out. You're the best. You know why? Because
going to Plaza.
it's grimy, it's dirty, it's unsafe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
it's
so like.
not in the gayborhood.
No, I love that.
If you walked in, you wouldn't really know it's a gay bar.
No, in fact.
It looks like a multi-function room at a hotel or something.
It looks like a conference room. It looks like and a conference room from like like a America's Best, like one of those Best Western offshoots, like the long stays. It's sad. It's got linoleum floors. Mwah. It's got popcorn ceilings.
It's popcorn ceilings. Staff that even when you're the only customer, they're annoyed you're there.
They're pissed. They're so mad.
And I love the drag queens there. They're always very nice to me when I go because, they recognize me and they're like, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And I'm watching, I'm clapping, I'm tipping. Me and my friends go. And we go because we know we're going to be like maybe the only 10 people there.
Yeah, there's
but
usually
it's a
nobody there.
really fun place to go with the group and not be elbow to elbow.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch a drag show where there's drag queens who maybe don't look like the celebrity, maybe aren't that body type or age group or even close.
Nope.
If you want to go see like a Lady Gaga impersonator who's literally still doing like poker face,
that's
where to go.
That's why I love it. Because it's like retro, and they're not trying to be anything else. Like they know that it's way behind the times. But I think they're just okay with it. Also, I love that you can haggle for booze there. That's my favorite thing is when you go to the bar. Do you not know this? Do you not know?
I'm the fool paying full price.
Don't ever do that. I was taught by someone that goes all the time. He was like, I said, can I just get I was ordering for the table, so-and-so, and then whatever. And then he says how much it was. And the guy was like, no. He goes, this is 4, that's 3, that's 6. And he was like, okay, fine. And I was like, wait, really? He's like, yeah, you can kind of just haggle and decide what you want it to be. I was like, no way.
Okay, let me just say,
I haggle when I go.
There's no haggling. It's a $17 drink. Do you want it or not?
Yeah, but they're well. When you ask for like a vodka soda, it's not vodka. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hand sanitizer.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's runoff. Have you ever taken a beer match? A bar mat shot? Do you know what that is?
What is that?
Okay, this maybe is a little Midwest showing, so I thought you might know. The bartenders make the drinks on the bar mats, right? The rubber mats.
And the drip. Yeah, the drip from the mats.
You pay like $1 and they'll pour what's left into a drink, and that's your drink.
So I've heard it called a trough. That's what I've called the trough drinks. Like, whatever they scoop out of that nasty drip mats. I've never taken that. I've seen it done many a times by people who are braver than I. I would never. You've done it?
Fuck
up and admit it.
I think I've done it. If it's there in a bar, I've done it.
Yeah.
And in the Midwest, alcoholism isn't enough. We need to put a hat on a hat. So there's the ski shots.
I love shot skis.
Shot skis, yeah. Anything.
So we do this thing in Chicago called. Have you ever gotten somebody buy you a shot of Malort? Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh God. So Malort is kind of an inside joke in Chicago.
It's kind of a fierce drag name.
Yeah, Malort. Can I be Malort? Can
yes, this is Malort.
I want you to make me make up my drag character later, and we'll have to try it.
We got to do something red related. Or
I could be Malort. Oh, we have to be it's got to be like.
But you know about Ginger Minge?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a drag queen Ginger Minge.
Ginger Minge, yeah.
So I mean, you do.
But I can't compete. You know what I mean? I don't want to start some beef.
You could take her. She's like 5'2".
I know, but maybe
I think she has low blood sugar.
You never.
Just push her over.
You're like, she has type 2 diabetes.
Yeah,
she'll be fine.
She's on borrowed time. Maybe you can be the new Ginger Minge.
Oh God, would that be great?
Yeah,
but let me say this: Malort is this drink that people buy for other people in Chicago as like a, welcome to Chicago type of thing.
Okay.
So like out of towners get it bought all the time because they're like, you gotta have Malort. It's a Chicago tradition. I mean, try it one time, but it's battery acid. Fucked a pine needle. It's the most repulsive. But,
really?
But it's like a mean fun shot to give somebody. Like it's like showing love, but it's dog shit. It's gross.
I've done some gross things with alcohol. I mean, when you go to have you ever toured Newfoundland?
Never.
Okay, when you go to Newfoundland in Canada, they do something called screeching.
No.
You get screeched, which is when they bring you to a bar. The bar sings a song. They put a yellow rain hat on you. They bring out a fucking dead fish, a raw fish, and they make you take a shot of this rotted liquid and kiss the fish on the mouth.
That's hot though. That's fun.
And I also like Fireball. Like kind of came out when I was doing like local club shows, and Fireball was one of the first brands to like start reaching out to local drag shows and go like, can we pay you to talk about our booze in the show?
Right.
And my shows, we went from having no pay because the bar wouldn't give us money to the brands being like, can we give you money to talk about the booze? We're like, yes, please. You can pay us in booze. Right.
Right.
So then it would be like us because Fireball was our sponsor. Yeah. If you had Fireball.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
And it was like, Fireball's a little, that'll clean you out. You
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
But it's the drink we got for free. So it'd be drag queens having like Fireball on the rocks being like, are we rich? This is free. Fireball on the rocks.
Fireball is, it's the coffee of whiskeys. It's like
cinnamon syrup.
Yeah. It's not, and your insides will flush it out almost immediately.
The class version of that, I mean, Jack Fire, I think is a little better.
I've never had it.
Oh,
I've had the what's the Red Stag, or that's the Jim Beam has one that's like similar to that. Everyone copied Fireball. I don't even know how Fireball became so part of the culture.
The song.
Yeah.
Fireball.
I must, because honestly, it became like an every person thing, and I was like, why is no one really likes this, right? You just drink it because it's a thing.
Well, no one hates it.
That's true. I guess that's it.
Versus like if you have a group of people, like I drink shots of gin, which I know people find a lot.
Really? That's a fun shot.
Well, it's because I drink gin, so I'm not trying to like, sure, let's do shots. I'll have whiskey. That's too much. And how old are you?
37.
I'm 31. And I already feel like the 5-drink hangover is a 2-drink hangover now. What I mean?
Where it gets, and it continues to get worse.
It's advancing on you at all times.
So wait a minute. When you said you wanted to stop drinking, how long has this been since you had a drink?
Oh, I mean, not that serious.
48 hours.
No, like a week and a half maybe. But I mean, for a drag queen, that might as well be a lifetime.
That is a lifetime.
We live on it. We breathe on it.
I've taken a couple of breaks in my life, but the longest I've ever gone is maybe 3 months. It was like 2.5 months. What's the longest you've done?
2 months maybe.
Yeah, max.
Yeah.
It's hard, right?
It's hard, and I don't know. I don't want to blame my upbringing, but I'm from Milwaukee, which is like,
it's
you wake up and it's like Michael Jackson propofol. Like they put you to bed with an IV of like lager. Yeah. So I don't know.
Did you drink beer when you were living in the Midwest?
Too many calories.
Yeah, it's gross.
No. Do you have Usual Wines as a sponsor here?
No, who's that?
Oh, they have a wine that was on our podcast, Bald and the Beautiful. It's Usual Wines, 86 calories a glass of wine. I'm like, that's my speed.
Wait,
Because I guess I always try to stay thin.
86 calories in a glass?
Yeah.
There's no way that's possible.
It's possible. It's less than White Claw.
But
I'm
how-
on your show doing ads for Usual
I know, this
Lines
is very good.
freelance. But I mean, 86 calories. I mean, that's why I like White Claw. And that's why, honestly, like Willem, do you know Willem, the drag queen?
No.
She taught me like mixer. She's like, she's very blunt. She's like, I know you just got on TV. Mixer makes you fat. Stop doing mixed drinks and only do shots. So then for a while I was only doing shots.
Yeah.
Because I told myself, well, at least I can count how many drinks I've had versus, let me tell you guys, a gay bar pour is different than a straight bar pour.
What do you mean?
Gay bars are like automatic doubles
Sure.
or more.
Yeah.
They'll do the double and they'll do a little runoff. Not to mention, I'm from Milwaukee, which is like,
Yeah.
that's the land of $3 Long Islands, buy one, get one free. Like,
Right.
They just want you to, they don't want you to be a return customer. They want you to go home dead.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a
Well,
coffin.
that's also the state that aren't you allowed to drink under 21 if you're with a parent?
With
Isn't
the parent.
That's so great.
So if like your dad's at the bar and you're 18, you just graduated from high school, it's like, this is my son, get him a drink.
What if this is great? That was the one thing about Wisconsin had so many things. I was like, well, they just beat us on being like cool. It was just there was things about Wisconsin like that. Like we used to go to the Dells when I was a kid. I loved the Dells.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with. We would go up there and go.
The Dells is
All the
cool.
lakes. I just think like they got it when they were like, people are going to party. Might as well let them party with their family. If you could go to a local bar with your dad and have a drink with your mom or your dad, what's the harm? They're going to get you home anyway. So like I was always like, why can't we do that? But it's also because Wisconsin, you know.
Wisconsin's
They
a
live
little
on
bit
their own
baby-
law.
Yeah, baby in the bathwater a little bit because it's like, I mean, I remember there was an article a few years ago. It was like the 20 drunkest cities in the United States. 14 of them were in Wisconsin. And like 10 of those were rural, not
Yeah.
even big cities.
Well, there was that woman. that-
Schwabenham, Wisconsin, number 2 or something like
Yeah.
that. Where you're like, what?
There was that woman in Wisconsin years ago. There is no DUI limit there, right? Like you don't have a 3 strikes law. Like California, 3 strikes and it's over forever.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I know bartenders with DUIs in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Well, no,
I know bartenders with
because
DUIs.
I think the law was they now enacted something that's Wisconsin has like a limit to how many times you can get a DWI or whatever they call it. But there was a woman at one time that had like 14 or 15 driving under the influences or driving while intoxicated and never served a day in jail or prison. She just kept getting out. You know,
She's trying to get to work. She's
yeah,
got
and
stuff
she's
to
just got to
do.
get home. You know, you got to
Yeah.
feed the kids, have groceries. The milk is going to get warm.
I will say now in the age of Uber, like by the time I was drinking age, Uber existed. There's never been a reason for me to get behind the wheel.
Okay, you're right. So I'm a little bit older. And when I was in college, I
Do
never
you think back and have any like, ooh, that was a scary night. I should not have driven.
honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about it.
In fact, I'll tell one.
He's driving me home today.
I
Just
am.
kidding.
I am. No, I am. I had on a moped. I had
Could you imagine me on a moped in this wig?
me and you together on a moped cruising back down over the hill would be hilarious to me.
Incredible. Incredible.
Just a little horn. Beep, 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 beep. I've had a few moments, only like 1 or 2 genuine moments where I was like, that shouldn't have been. And I don't know if I've told that story on the podcast before, but I was down in Orange County doing shows, and Dana Point, and
But if you kill someone, it's just someone from Orange County.
well, that's what I was thinking.
It's not a
right?
good
Because I'll
person.
sober up by the time I hit LA County.
Yeah.
So I get in this people after the show. I get into talking to all these people, and this girl is hitting on me, like over. It was like too much. And then this guy who's sitting right next to us the whole time is like, "Oh, you know, my girl's all over you." And I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm not. You know, she's a little too drunk." He's like, "Oh, you know, you can have her. I don't care." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." He's like, "Well, what you should do, you should come party with us." And I was like, "Nah, I don't know, man." And then I kept having a few of these, and I shouldn't have because I was going to drive home that night. There was a bunch of military kids down there. So they go, "We're going to this party." It's like right over there. It's like, "Oh, all right." I go to this thing with them. It's like a get together. A fight breaks out. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck this. I'm out of here. Like, I'm not dealing with this bullshit. I don't know these guys." I get in, at the time, my girlfriend's car, not my car. I get in my girlfriend's car.
Oh my God.
I start to fucking drive out of this. The cops have already been called. Doot. I get pulled over by a cop. A guy,
get a DUI?
a guy and a girl cop get out of the car. The guy's giving me a ton of shit. The woman, for some reason, the female cop was being so nice to me. I don't even know why, but she was just being nice to me. And I was telling her the truth. I was like, if I
She
broke
watches
out,
Dave.
She
preemptively
she knew,
imagined
yeah,
you
she
would be on
knew.
a show, Dave.
This
Yeah.
was so long ago, and she was just like, I was like, "Hey man, I'm a local comedian. I got paid $17 to come down here. Like, I'm just trying to get home." And she was like, "Just sit. We'll figure all this shit out." And he's like, you know, he keeps going, make him blow to this other cop. He's like, "Make him fucking blow." And I'm rolling my eyes like, if I blow, I'm done. I'm going. That's it.
Federal prison.
I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. And he goes up to talk to all these people that are in this fight. and she's kind of talking to me, and she's like, you know, were you seriously involved in any of this shit? Like, are you just trying to get away from this stuff? Because, you know, I'll find out.
Oh, so they were coming for the fight.
Yes. And I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, no. I'd have nothing to do with this shit. Da 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 da. It was also, I'm sure they got called because there was ruckus going. Like, people were throwing a party in like a courtyard of an apartment complex. And I was like, no, I have nothing to do with it. I promise. Yada, yada, yada. 10, 15 minutes goes by, and I'm just making wishes to the universe to let me go. And she's just like,
bargaining with God.
Yes. And I owe him, her, it. And I said, hey, you know, whatever it's going to take to not get me to, you know, get busted for a DUI, I'll do. And she goes, okay, how about this? I'm going to tow your car. Okay. But you have to stay here tonight. You know what I mean? You have to stay somewhere down here.
You'll be sleeping in that parking lot.
Figure it out for yourself. And she goes, it's either you have to blow and take the test, or I'm going to tow your car right now, and you just have to figure out how you're going to stay here.
I think that's pretty lucky.
It was a great fucking deal.
People do like gingers.
Yes, they do.
The other guy was like, make him blow the fucking ginger.
Yeah, oh, he hated me. He just right away, he was like, you think you're getting away? I was like, I'm not. I just want to go home.
I can't believe you told me you were a comedian. That is so inflammatory.
Well, it was
you know,
so
everybody's
stupid,
like,
too.
oh, you think you're funny?
Yeah, joke your way out of this one, funny guy.
Exactly.
She was just so nice. I just was honest. I was like, dude, I just did a bar show for $17 and a chicken sandwich. I just want to go home. Like, I have nothing to. I shouldn't be here anyway. I should have been home already. I'm with a bunch of drunk army kids. For some reason, she found it in her heart. So shout out to that Orange County cop. I don't know where she is. She got fired for that. They fired her immediately.
Federal prison.
Yeah,
she's dead now.
But I knew when I started driving anyway. Before I left the apartment complex, I knew I shouldn't have been.
Little did she know you had 2 cars.
I did.
You got in your Miata and you tore down the street. Bye.
I was in my Geo Metro and I took off immediately.
When you do do you go to Canada?
I
for
do.
Tours?
I do.
When you go there, and you know they're very invasive about immigration. Do you tell them you do comedy? And what do they say?
No, I don't. I'm here for a job. Is what I say at the border. And they say, what job? And I say, I'm working in the entertainment industry. And then they usually give it up at that point. I never say I'm a stand-up.
Because I used to say I do comedy. Because for me, that's the lesser of 2 evils.
Right.
Yes, I'm going to like just for laughs. So I'll say like I do comedy, and then they'll be like, oh, or they'll be like well, if you ever had to open the bag, because they've opened my bags, and then they find cash and disguises, which looks pretty suspicious.
Yeah.
They're like,
did you rob a bank mid-flight?
Exactly.
On the way to Canada?
Did you rob a bank dressed as Margot Robbie? Like, so then I go. Sometimes I go to, and then I'm like, oh, I've learned to now. The people at the immigration are so over it. I almost said intervention. People at the intervention, they're like, what do you do? And I go, I'm a drag queen. And they look at me, they're like, you what? And I go, I just get real graphic. I'm like, I put on women's panties and wigs and makeup like a sissy. And I get that stamp in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, oh, what if I use the wrong pronoun? Oh, get out of here. Like, scat. You know what I mean? They're so scared.
Skit scat.
Yeah.
Skit scat thing. Get out of here.
Exactly.
You do when you say I'm a drag queen to anyone that asks you like what you do, what your thing is, what's the typical reaction?
Well, it depends. Because if it's a woman or a gay guy, they're like,
wonderful.
Or they know me.
Right.
And they're like,
but if they don't know you, and it's a non-woman and a straight.
Yeah, I'll get an eye roll sometimes, which I'm like, just let me in the country. I'm just here to cross-dress. It's not that deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I was trying to like fly under I wouldn't be the person they would send to fly under the radar.
Right.
Me sneaking through an airport with like big glasses on. Like,
but very funny.
Oh, bonjour, bonjour. You know, like a different person.
That might be a great way to. I mean, that's how you would get away with it, right? You don't want the typical terrorist to go through. You would be a good terrorist.
Yeah. I mean, I do look good in orange.
Yeah.
And stripes.
Yes,
so
you do.
Let's do it.
Tell me this. You have to inform me and you know, fill me in more about like how did you get into drag? Like what was your like the moment where you're like it's such a commitment thing for me as a straight white, okay? I know where I sit, all right? I understand who I am. I know I'm super.
You're under a microscope right now.
I know, and I'm stupid, and I no, my fans know how dumb I am, but
they're not here for intellectual conversation.
No. This is Arizona State. But like I'm so curious. I've always been curious about because I've been fascinated. Like I say, like I don't discriminate. I don't really give a shit.
Most comedians don't.
No, we don't care.
They don't care.
But I also like I became kind of infatuated with drag because I was like, I just enjoyed partying with drag queens a lot because it was like the ripping. You know what it is? It's like the same culture as comedy is like the ripping of each other, talking shit and making fun of each other. It's that same like lightheartedness that's like nobody really takes themselves that serious.
Yes.
So it's kind of like some people do it, just like in fucking stand-ups. Some of them take themselves too serious. And
Oh,
you're like,
some drag queens believe they are J-Lo.
yeah, I'm sure. And that awesome.
yeah.
Hey, and you know what? Good for them.
And her name is RuPaul. No, I'm just kidding. No, like some drag queens take it very seriously. Like there's a lot of levels. There's the drag queens who are career drag queens who aren't even that good, but maybe just like hit the pavement.
Sure.
There's amazing drag queens who are incredible, but honestly, they have a day job. They just want to do like one show a month for fun.
Right.
And then there's kind of everybody in between. And it's a lot like comedy. I mean, what's funny is I started drag because, I mean, we kind of have a little bit of a crossover because I started drag with the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I got started wearing wigs and stuff with the midnight movie crowd,
Oh, that's awesome.
which we started showing The Room.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but like all the theaters that show like Rocky Horror or like any of those weird midnight movies, they
Right.
started showing The Room.
I did know about that. Well, especially the one that was on. What was the one just on the other side of the freeway on not on Westwood? You know, what's that famous one that always showed Rocky Horror? I went there even a few
Here?
times.
I
Yeah,
have
why
no
can't I think of the name? There's one on the west side that's right on the other side of the freeway on Santa Monica, and my brain is like not working. But they showed it for years and
The
years and years.
AMC.
No. It's like a little mom and pop. It's a mom and pop. You're like, is it a landmark theater?
Is it a landmark theater?
No, it's
Is it the mall?
It was just like a little mom and pop, but they showed it for years, and they also would show The Room on like Tuesdays or something like
Right.
that. But right, I know there is that.
It's like a crossover.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I remember, so I was doing Rocky. I was 18. I was in college for music, and I was playing guitar in college for music. And then I was doing drag sort of as like my side little fun little, you know, as a repressed gay person from the country, I was like, this is great. An environment where it's midnight and people are throwing popcorn and drunk, and I just get to like wear wigs and be disgusting. I mean, this is perfect.
Perfect.
I get to dress as whatever I want.
Right.
I mean, at that point, it wasn't even like drag. It was just like, let's get the high heels and the Frankenstein mask and throw the glitter on me. Let's go, you know?
Yeah.
And it was an environment where like anything goes. And then by the time I was 21, I was, you know, finishing college. My day job was working as a makeup artist at the mall, doing makeup on people all day. So then I went to a gay club on my 21st birthday by myself, like a freak in drag. I don't know who would do that, a sociopath. But I walked into the bar like, I've arrived.
I'm here.
You can book me now. I'm 21. And
Here's my
weirdly,
card, just
it
handing your
worked.
card.
Some gay, his name's Matt, I still know him, walked up to me and was like, what's your name? Are you new? Let me introduce you to the drag queens. And they were like, you know, and drag queens with jobs, I would say for every 100 drag queens, there's one gig. So a drag queen has been doing drag a while, walking up to you when you're 21 in drag, you'd be like I think it's a lot like comedy.
Yeah.
Where they're like, let's see what you can do
Right.
before I even remember your name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Prove yourself.
Exactly.
yourself. Yeah.
So then she's like, I'll give you a shot. And I came, you know, the following week or whatever and did a show. And I was like, I did it. This was amazing. And I remember I went and like laid in bed at like 2 a.m. and like stared at the ceiling for hours. And I was like, this is going to be a thing for me. Because like,
Yeah.
this is for me. I don't know what it was about it. I mean, I do know now, but at the time it was like, there's something powerful in cross-dressing because it's gross and beautiful and powerful.
Why do you say gross?
Because it's the most offensive thing I think there is. It's like, if you think of it as a society that commodifies being masculine, like the more muscular or like whatever you are, the more deeper voice, the more dominant, that's the better man you are.
Sure.
And if you're sensitive or short or whatever, you're not. So like when you're doing something like this and you're forfeiting all your privilege to then walk out there and like read the audience to filth and make people laugh, it's weird that you give up all this power in drag, but you gain all
So
this
much.
power.
Yeah.
And there was something there in that equation was like 1 + 1 was 3. And it was like, there's something here. And then like years, I mean, I just did drag in clubs, lip syncing all over the Midwest, probably for years. And then I did Drag Race, and that was kind of like, you know, six
Well,
years
Drag Race
ago
was
now.
like that's like the rocket
That's like
ship
American
then.
Idol for drag
It
queens.
is.
It's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I had just gotten fired at my job at the mall, and I was like,
Congrats.
well,
How fun.
I've been fired a lot.
Yeah, have you?
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah?
been fired 4 times.
Why did you get fired from the mall though? Did you do something?
No, I got fired from the mall because they thought I was stealing, which I wasn't.
Were you stealing?
No, and at this point, I would say if I was.
Sure.
I was not
And
stealing.
what did they think you were stealing?
They thought I was stealing. I guess they had security footage of me. Like somebody was checking out and I was putting hundreds of dollars in makeup products in a bag. And then I guess in conversation, I didn't swipe the card. And they were like, who is that? Is that your friend? And I'm like, no. But it was a Macy's. And at a Macy's, they will fire you like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they got applicants, right?
Yeah.
So then I did Drag Race, which was because I had all this free time. And I was like, well, if you have all this free time, you know, I just finished my musical theater degree. And it was like, they tell you to just like audition for a job. So I was just like, I guess I'll just audition. I have the time. And then I got it, and that really opened a lot of doors. That's probably
so
what
wild.
most. I mean, for drag queens, that's kind of our in the entertainment industry. That's kind of our foot in the door. Is that
100%.
show.
Do you still play music, by the way?
Yeah, I play all the time. Like when I tour with the band and everything.
You do?
Yeah. So this year, Barbara came out, or in 2020. I mean, yeah, I'm very lucky. All my albums have charted.
That's
very
so
lucky.
cool.
Yeah, Barbara was on the vinyl charts this year, and I think the rock charts. And then if this comes out next week.
Yeah.
Oh, Blister in the Sun. I have a cover of Blister in the Sun coming out next week.
Love Blister in the Sun.
Such a good song.
Such a good song.
Fun fact, that band, the Violent Femmes, they're
Yep.
from Milwaukee.
Yes.
And they got discovered playing guitar outside of the Oriental Theater, which was the landmark theater that I did drag at. So it's
Wow.
like small world.
Yeah, and also we can't say Oriental Theater anymore.
The Asian American Theater?
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, it is called
You
the
have to.
Oriental Theater. Maybe they should change
They
that
still
name.
are. I've played in Oriental Theater because in every city there's like the same.
Maybe I could say it, maybe you can't.
That's exactly right.
You're like, I'm happy to be here at the Oriental Theater. Have you gotten canceled?
We're about to, right now. I
You
just
guys
showed.
didn't see before I came on.
Yeah.
He called me a faggot.
I did.
And I cried.
I did. And I said you get back in that seat. That's what I said.
You faggot.
I have to like give you my demands first.
My band is all heterosexual, and sometimes before the show, I'm like,
Gross.
you know what you should do tonight? You should call me a faggot on stage. Just see how it lands. And they're like, we're not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
like, just do it.
But I mean,
I can't even. I've been in interviews where I say faggot and it gets bleeped, and I'm like, of all people,
Yeah.
I have 3 wigs on.
yeah,
Can I have the word.
I think there should be an allowed.
I think it should be allowed.
Okay, this may mean nothing to you, but I'm interested to know your perspective of this. There's a professional golfer that just got in trouble. This kid Justin Thomas, because he said that when he missed a putt.
He said faggot.
Yes.
Why?
He missed a
As
little
if
putt.
we have anything to do with your poor golf.
I know. He misses a putt.
You're the one with the weak wrists.
He misses the putt, and they have not Mike on his, obviously not on his person, but like they have mics all over the golf course. Anyway, this made news all over ESPN
Are
because
you serious?
Yeah, they just got him. And Polo,
What a stupid thing to
Ralph
say.
Lauren was the first one to denounce him and took away his sponsor. It's his biggest sponsorship, and they took it away. But I think it's so wild to think that like
What a
didn't
word
even,
to choose in the moment.
Yeah, it was
that
weird.
Means he must say it a lot.
He says it all the time. He says
Like
it
if
all the time.
if faggot slips out, you say it.
Yeah, you
do
say
it.
Yeah, you say it. Yeah, he says it. But it was interesting to like, because of all the things they catch people saying, like athletes, they say, they cuss all the fucking time. Like every time they have mics on people, I'm always like, why do you mic this guy? There was a clip that I put up. They were micing baseball players in the summer, and they say the filthiest shit when they're out there together.
Yeah.
I was like, all you're doing is setting these guys up to say something they shouldn't be saying. But they mic the, whatever around the green. And he said it after he missed a putt. And within seconds, he got dropped by like all of his sponsors. I was like, wow, the speediness of it today is wild.
Oh, even for us.
When people
Drag
say
queens even.
so like, when people say it, how does it make you, like when you know like that happens, how do you feel? Like, what does that make you feel?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a good like
Barometer.
Yes, because of doing comedy.
Yeah.
Like when people hated Kevin Hart for that homophobic joke.
Oh, right.
To me,
right. With the
I love
dollhouse
Kevin
and all
Hart.
that, yeah.
One joke doesn't spoil a special to me. Like
Sure.
I can take a lot.
Sure.
When Sarah Silverman has said like faggot, I think is unrespectful. Do I think she hates gay people? No. So context.
She might.
She might. Context and intention is kind of everything.
Yeah, I've said that 1,000 times. It means so much.
I don't really ever.
Well, you called me the N-word when you got out of the car. It was the first thing you said when you got out of the car. I was
nice.
I was like, Trixie,
said, yeah,
nice to
nice.
meet you.
Yeah.
Yes, you said,
I said
nice.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as you got out of
Because
the car.
I've done things like roasts where like I don't know. Have you ever done a roast?
I've never done I've done not anything, not Friars Club or anything formal. I've done
You've
roasts.
done like a spit roast.
Yes.
Like two
correct.
women
yes,
and other
yes,
guy.
Yes, yeah.
I've done like roasts where things maybe get taken out of context, but ultimately it's like, I don't know, like if I was watching if I'm watching a golf tournament, by the way, I've got other issues. Like you've got other issues.
Yeah, it's not your thing.
If I hear him hit it and go, bag it. I mean,
It did make me laugh.
laugh.
It made me laugh because I was
think
like,
I would laugh.
I was
I
like,
know-
what did he say?
Yeah.
It
But
is
also it's like gay people kind of have bigger fish to fry. Like up until a few days ago, we literally were, under legislation that would probably eventually barely recognize us as people.
Which is
so-
crazy you say that because I know you texted me before this. You said, I don't want to talk about it, but I voted for Trump. And that's what you said. And I said, okay, well, you feel how you feel.
Yeah, I said, that's who I voted for, and I don't want to discuss it.
And I'm sorry to bring it up on camera, but it is what it is.
Well,
you
we're
know?
very, Trump and I have a lot in common. big fake blonde hair.
Yes.
A lot of bronzer.
Yes.
Very polarizing.
Very
We
polarizing.
have huge houses. Well, used to. You know, we were just talking. I wonder what he's gonna do.
He's going to have the best time of his life. He's going to parlay this into a media empire. What do you mean? This is like when people like the idea that like, I think the celebration of Biden getting in is going to be eclipsed. You think this guy's going to go away? That's when everybody says, I'm like, are you nuts?
Well,
He's going to use this.
Socials, he'll really go away.
Maybe. But
if he loses socials, I mean, no networks will ever use him again. Like,
Fox will.
You think?
Yes. What do you mean they love that? Like, how could they not? That's like the cash cow.
I swear
for
to
them.
God, if I'm on the Fox lot and I'm in a golf cart and I see him, I'm swerving. I'm going to prison for America as the drag queen who ran him over.
I want I just want to know late at night when he's up at like 4:30. You know, he's up at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning and he's tweeting. I just want to know like what's really spinning in his head. I wish I could see inside of that head because it's like whenever have we had any sort of powerful political person ever be that involved with the internet? Never, right?
Never.
Like Obama maybe was.
Obama would post like a dog picture.
Yeah, but I loved his dog, which was named
Ulysses. I have no idea.
It was
Michael
Robert E. Lee after the great General Robert. No, I'm kidding. It was,
I totally believe you.
no, it was Bo. His dog's name was Bo. You know, Trump was the first president in. He was in over a century that didn't have a dog in the White House.
I love that.
Do you have a dog?
No.
See, I love dogs.
I got stuff going on. I love dogs.
You're too busy for dogs.
I got stuff going on.
You are, huh?
I got the makeup company. I got the pod. I got the YouTube. I got I got stuff going on. I can barely get this together for this at this moment.
No, you did a great job. You did. No, you did. You did a wonderful job, and you did get together in a crunch amount of time because I said, "Do you want a car now?" And you said, "Yes." Send
hadn't
my
even
car.
started.
You said, "Send my car, slut." That's what you said to me.
I sure did.
And I said, "You got it, baby."
And you know what I said because I just did Good for You with Whitney.
Yeah.
And you
Boo.
know her, right?
Don't
Boo.
watch that. Boo her.
No, I love her, and she was You texted me, "Do you want to do the pod?" And I think I said, "Cummings sent me an SUV. What do you got?"
Yeah.
And I thought you might counter with like a helicopter.
I tried.
Or...
Uber helicopter isn't working right now.
Yeah.
You know? But I really did want to send you something. I was going to pick you up in an Amazon drone, but they're just not available at this time of night for some reason.
Could you imagine?
By the way, you're going to get them now. That's going to be the new thing.
Have you seen those things driving around like the little deliveries? It's the little the 4 wheels driving around.
Yes. That's the creepiest shit on earth.
I see them I live in Hollywood. I see them in Hollywood, and there's always I don't know if we can say homeless, a person between living situations, following it, like looking at it, like seeing what it's gonna do.
What is it gonna do?
What does it do? I've never seen one stop and get open.
No, see, I think they're tracking them. I think they're trying to like learn.
You think it's like testing?
Yeah, it's testing and routing and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I'm like, what are they delivering? That
Why don't we
can't be
just
like
steal
a heart
one?
transplant, or get on one?
Yeah, just
That's
ride
the free
one.
Uber.
How funny though! It has like someone needs this heart and it's moving slowly up a street, up La Brea.
That'll be. You know what? Ultimately, I bet it's a front. I bet it's gonna be saucy.
Yeah,
that's how you're gonna get wine
That's
at
how you're gonna
4
get
a.m.
liquor. And by the way, thank you, Saucy.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, it's 2 a.m. We don't have any booze. We're gonna have to get at Saucy?
Yes.
Because in Wisconsin, you can't buy booze at any stores. You can't buy booze after 9.
Well, did you also in Wisconsin you can't do it in the grocery stores? You can only buy from liquor stores. Is that true?
No.
Beer from
wait. I think it's like.
I thought it was beer from grocery stores and liquor from liquor stores in Wisconsin. Is that the case or no? Am I wrong?
You're wrong, but I think it's usually its own section. But you can't buy it after 9 p.m.
Why? That's some old religious nonsense that they threw into the mix?
Probably, yes. Because I remember people driving like up to UP to buy booze at night and stuff like that. Or like in St. Paul.
People don't know what the Upers
people
are.
drive over to Minneapolis to get the booze and
Correct.
come back. You know,
UP is the Upper Peninsula for people that have no idea of the Midwest. Don't worry about it.
It's really not going to affect you.
It's none of your business.
I've
okay?
only been there a few times in my life.
When you grew up in Wisconsin, okay,
Yes.
tell me this. We're going to throw it really far back. When you said, hey, did you come out when you were living in Wisconsin to your family?
No, but I wore this. No, I'm just kidding.
But you come down to dinner one night wearing that would be
Yeah, and I
chicken's
said,
ready.
And I said, "What?" And my mom said, "It's really not your color." You know. No, I was in college and I just called home and was like, so scared because I'm just gonna say it. The movies never show an accepting parent. They show a parent battling with it and then eventually coming around.
It's always an angry dad and a mom who's embarrassed or something. It's
right.
The
Or
film.
like, don't tell your father.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I remember being like, "Oh," and my mom was like, "Who cares?"
Yeah.
It could not have been less interesting to her.
And you said it
As
like
is-
she said it, by the way. Who cares?
Literally, so what? Who cares?
So what?
God. She's still unimpressed and like anything I do. I bought her a house for Christmas.
Yeah.
She lives in I love my mom. She lives in a trailer in a dead end road in the woods. I bought her a house cash, huge house in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee. Said you're moving to the city, get into this. I bring her there. I take her in. She goes, it looks bigger in pictures. I'm like, do you want to go back to the trailer in the woods?
Oh, that's so funny.
'Cause
Though.
I will sell this
Shout out
house.
to your mom. She's the shit. I love that. It looks because she's honest. She said, "Look,
She's
it looked
so
bigger.
honest.
It
My
looked
mom-
bigger."
And then like I play Turner Hall in Milwaukee every year when I go, and it's so cool because I used to go see shows there, and so I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
My mom comes and she'll just be like, I mean, people were laughing. Like she's like, I don't.
She
Or one
doesn't
time she was
like
like,
you,
I
and
didn't get it because I'm not in the lifestyle.
Oh, mom.
I'm like, you didn't have to do that. I mean, that's kind of like, you know.
She goes, "I didn't get it." Oh, you know, I'm not. That's
Exactly.
whatever. That's your thing.
Yeah, she's funny. What she like, she'll only see me on something. It's not that she's not homophobic. She's just unimpressed. She's like, cross-dressing, great. Your
Doesn't-
brother's a lawyer, so you know what I mean. She's like, your brother's a 3-time Iraq War vet and a lawyer, so
Is he really?
yes. So he's like
Jeez.
so smart and impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm over here with wigs, like, hello, you know. So then she yeah, nothing ever really impressed her. Like she saw me on American Horror Story because it's a show she already watched.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have
Right.
to weasel onto something she's already seen.
Yeah, but that's like this. I think that's everyone in entertainment's parents, and they also will go, "You know what you should get on? Why don't you get on that other show?" And you're like, "Well, I'm on something," and they're like, "No, but I want you on this thing." You're like, "Well, okay,
Yeah.
I'm already on something." Like,
Why don't you go on this? Why don't you call Ryan Murphy?
call Ellen.
Call
Can't you get
Ellen.
on Ellen?
Can you
Call
get on
Ellen.
I heard she's really amenable.
Yes, she is.
I heard she just
She
really
is.
responds to suggestions
She does.
really well.
She wants you to send her an email direct. Yeah, call Ryan Murphy. Why can't you just ring up Ryan? Can you?
I have done it.
You can.
I
Yeah.
think I could do it. The
yeah.
wig.
Yeah, you could.
Ellen was my probably first comedy album. Do you remember? Like,
Seriously?
Taste This?
Yes. I mean, Ellen at her prime in stand up when I think
Here
a lot
and
of people
Now.
might not know that she did stand up.
It's transcended.
No, she was incredible.
No
By the way,
swearing.
one of the best bits I still to this day was hitting the elevator button more than one time. Do you remember this? When she's like, it's so annoying when it's already hit and people keep hitting it, and you're like, well, I already did it. Just the way she does her mannerisms
Yes.
and what she is today, what people see her today. It's funny knowing what she was as a stand-up before. Because
She's amazing.
It's all of those things were just what she does today now on TV. The way that she spins her jokes and kind of it's almost cocky, but it's really hard to explain. It's not rude. It's not condescending. It's almost like I know you get it. I get it. All right, nah. You know what I mean? It's almost like
Yeah.
she's faster than the joke.
Yes.
That's what I always liked about when she did stand up, because she was always like she was already there, but you were there with her. But she's like, but I already went through it.
She also was really good at like, okay, her look is big blue eyes, a very innocent look with a very soft voice.
Yeah.
And she played everything like she didn't know what she's saying was what she's saying as a joke.
Right. Right.
Which was very like, it's kind of drag where you incorporate what you look like. I mean, to me, my favorite comedians are the ones who they know what the instrument is.
Yes.
And they know how that affects the delivery.
Right.
So they change like the act to match the thing. Like Louis C.K. is like, okay, looked in the mirror one day. It's like, all right, I'm going to play my character. My voice is like a dumpy dad.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, the Sarah Silverman being like, well, I'm very beautiful, but I have very innocent doe eyes. What if my material's disgusting?
Repulsive. Yeah.
You know, and like there's always a winning combination there when someone goes, if this is what I look like and this is the material, how do we like use the instrument to really like amplify?
It's just hyperbole. Comedians are just hyperbole. This seriously, like the parallels between drag and stand up, because it is performance in the exact same parallel of it's hyperbolized personalities. That's all
Yes.
it really is. We're
It's-
just the biggest versions of
And the most
a piece of us.
reductive.
Right.
Like if you sucked a dick in college, guess what? You're a slut now on stage. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing.
Right. And it was only one dick, by the way, for
yeah,
the record.
it was only one. It wasn't even big. And
It
nothing
was
happened.
not. It wasn't, Michael.
And it was for free.
It was, sadly.
Well, and
Do
then,
you think every straight has had a gay experience, by the way?
No, I think that
I've been in this
that's-
argument with many friends multiple times.
I think it's mildly predatory because if you put it the other way and you go, how do you know? What if you told me, how do you know you don't like girls? That's offensive.
Right.
So if you tell some guy, if you've never sucked a dick, how do you? Because you know.
Yeah, you kind of know.
It's
I'm grossed
not-
up by my own dick.
Who wouldn't be?
See, I see it and I'm like, yuck.
1 inch long. It's like a dog dick.
Max.
Red.
Max, one.
Bright
well,
red.
And I have the lipstick. It comes out of the thing already. You know, I've got skin and then it pokes out. The little red lipstick poke. It's gross.
And then the
But-
piercings.
yes.
The way it drags.
The Albert.
It's worse.
Yes. Okay. How many people do you know have a dick piercing?
God. You know what's funny? You never know that there's a dick piercing. They never mention it until it's there.
Really?
And then you go, oh,
I feel like you got to be upfront about it.
there's a piece of fishing equipment hanging off your dick.
Is that bait? Is that your penis?
I'm already here. You don't have to like wiggle a worm. You know what I mean? It's only been happened a few times, and it's happened in different places. I've seen the one off the tip, which is I don't know if you've seen that through the hole.
Honestly,
Through the hole.
it makes me, it emasculates me to a degree I can't explain.
Your hands just.
Oh, it hurt. It looks like the end of times to go through the whole. The pain I can't imagine.
I mean, it hurts to pee sometimes. So
yeah.
how is a needle gonna feel?
How does that? I just can't imagine that. Like that one, it blows my mind.
And then I've seen the one where like when the dick is hard, it's like at the base of it, there's like a barbell through the skin.
Yeah.
I've seen that. That looks like it hurts less.
Yeah.
And I've seen that in action, and I'm like, oh, didn't know that was going to be there. It didn't affect the experience.
But doesn't that not blow your mind that it works? Like I feel like I'm so dumb that I'm like, that doesn't break the dick. That doesn't like.
I know I
Putting
love
shit
myself.
through it?
I love my body. I love everything. That's
Yeah.
the last thing I'm trying to alter.
Yeah, why?
That's the last thing I'm trying to hang something on. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's already hanging on.
Right.
Not
right.
to mention, drag queens, we already abuse that part of our body often.
Well-
I just did a photo shoot where I was totally naked, covered in body paint. And I'm going to be honest, in 13 years of drag, I've never tucked.
Never?
No, because I'm never wearing like, crazy.
I've tucked, and I'm not even in drag.
You're tucked now.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
And I'd never done it before, and it was an experience. I mean, it was tape and all the shoving, everything, and the taping, and it was only for an hour or two. And I know drag queens who do it every day, on tour every day.
Every day.
They shave their whole body, they tape everything every day. I had to do it one day, and I was calling some of these drag queens like, how are you doing this? It hurt so bad. And then sitting and like leg crossing or trying to pose to the pictures, certain poses have brand new pains because your nuts are in your body. And I just never done it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was like, well, if I've become Trixie without ever doing it, it's not really essential. But oh my God, did it hurt?
What's the secret? When you ask other drag queens that do it all the time, are they like, well, you have to do? Is there a secret to it?
Well, there's levels, and I'm sure that people on this show haven't really heard about it, so I'll explain it if you want. So basically, let me get into this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically what happens is you've got the penis, right? And then the two balls.
Yeah.
The balls, if you're like...
Two? Okay. Fine. All right.
Just two?
Yeah. Okay. Weird.
Two, so I got to get another one.
I'm going to have to conversate. Yeah. I'm going to have to go find something.
So you have two balls and then the thing, and then the balls go... They're meant to, like if you're in extreme cold, the balls are able to go up in your body.
Yeah.
You ever get people and athletes get kicked in the balls, things go up their body.
Oh, yeah.
So you can actually put both up inside you, which already doesn't feel good. And then if you have shaved your whole butt and everything, you take tape, carpenter's tape, usually 3 pieces of tape about that long, and you wrap the penis head in toilet paper. I mean, I can't believe I don't even do this. I don't even know why I know how to do this. Only because I've seen it.
Yeah.
When you're 21.
We've all seen it.
When you're 21 in drag, you're like, I'm a new drag queen. And then you blink and you see a naked trans performer tucking everything. And you're like, this is like baptism by fire. Whatever feelings you had about nudity is out the window. Because a dressing room is a card table.
Right.
And so the nuts are inside. And then the penis is basically snatched back extremely hard.
So hard. How is that not painful?
The tape goes from like the base of the penis up the asshole, basically.
So that would hurt so much.
That's why I don't do it.
I just don't I think you just have to have it, but there's no like.
Also, nobody thinks I'm a woman. I look like
Wait, what?
Ronald McDonald.
What did you say?
I know you thought that I was Christy Swanson or something.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Everyone does. People always think I'm Elle Fanning or something.
But I think people do tuck, in my stupid opinion, because it helps them get into character. Like, I really believe that.
There are a lot of drag queens. I know drag queens who can't get on stage unless they douche.
Yeah.
I know drag queens who can't get on stage unless they're tucked, even if that's not showing. Even if they're wearing a long gown.
That's what I mean. It's a part of this. I do think there's something fascinating about being so in character that like you're buying it, which is why when someone's over the top about it, and like super committed, it's just impressive because you're like,
Yeah.
you've transformed into this person that you've completely manifested out of thin air and all of these elements, even only you know about. There is something super impressive about that to me. It's the same way in any performance art of any kind, stand up and or drag or music or whatever live. If you're biting into it, if you're really eating your own shit, like you really buy into it, there's no way they're not going to. So I just feel like that's the sell.
The essence of drag.
Yeah, you have to buy into the shit.
You before you sell it, you have to buy it.
Right.
You have to personally buy it.
Right.
And I'm a psychopath. I know that this is like not healthy, but in a world where everyone hates themselves, I think I am the coolest thing that's ever lived. I look in the mirror and I go, of course you're a star. Who could ever ignore you? Look at you.
I love it.
I think everybody should feel like that. I think it's okay to feel like that. I mean, and then in drag, you're like, I believe it. So when I go out there, they're all about to believe it. Right. Even when I do like the improv or something where I'm like, this is going to be an audience of people who have no idea who I am. I'm like, but they're about to find the fuck out.
So where do you think you get this from?
Well,
like, where does this level of confidence?
Nothing like this in drag.
Right.
Nothing like this.
No, I know.
So then in drag, you're like, I could rob a bank and go wash my face and not even be a suspect. So it's a license to kill.
It is.
It's your chicken suit. It's your super suit. It's nothing.
Well, so then do you feel sometimes like it's a safety net too?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even if you bomb, you're like, she bombed, I didn't bomb.
Right.
That person bombed. I don't know who that was. That was embarrassing.
Right. That's great. It's almost like this wonderful wall you get to just.
Yeah, I'm about ready to get a second social security number.
Just to push
just
the
for
envelope. Trixie?
Yeah. But it's nice because, especially since people find you base level cool to look at and a little gross and probably something that they'll never forget.
You said gross twice. I can't disagree with you more.
Yeah, drag is a little gross.
It's not. See, I think you're wrong. I don't think it's gross. I think it's like so attention grabbing, mesmerizing.
I guess
like
gross is the wrong word. Let me say part of the fun of drag is
shock.
That you're poking the bear at all times.
Sure.
Because you are a lot of people's like nightmare. I mean, half the country would probably have me killed for looking like this, period.
Lock it up.
Locker. And I would love it. I've seen a lot of prison shows. I could kind of get into some of that.
Yeah.
But you know.
But you know what's so fucked up? We think that, and then you realize that when they do, did you ever see that aggregate they pulled up a couple of years ago of like porn searches in the United States and like they did it categorically?
When we did Trixie and Katya's show on Viceland, we did that.
Yeah.
And the top searches are like MILF.
Yes.
Teen.
And
then anything cross-dresser.
Yes.
These are the porn search terms, not mine, but like T-girl, she-male, cross-dresser, anything like that.
Yes.
And that's what's crazy though, is it's so volatile because people in their deepest desires, it's always about sex.
Of course.
In America, people are afraid of sex, nudity, even though that's what everyone does.
Right.
Everyone does it.
Right.
And so with drag, it's kind of a form of homophobia because people see you as a cross-dresser and they think of sex and they go, that's like sex and lying, like sex disguise.
You know what I think it is to like,
and I like that.
I think most people who might be not like against drag or they're just ignorant to it and they don't understand, right? And they do that thing where you say where they're like, what? And they don't get it.
Yeah.
I think truth be told, it's because it touches something inside of them that's like,
of course,
something little. And it may not be like dominant in their life, but it's like it either reminds them of somebody that they know or like a figure in their life or there's something that touches them to make you get, because if it doesn't, then you're unaffected and it doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? It
means nothing.
Right.
Like my mom. I was like, I do drag. She's like, that's not even interesting to
right.
me.
So that's what I mean. It doesn't hit on any level for her, so she's unaffected. It's almost...
She doesn't even care.
Right. It's almost past tense. It's like big fucking deal.
But what I like about drag is the part that I hope never goes away. It's like, of course I want to be on TV or whatever, and I want... You know, I'm lucky as Trixie I get to be the first drag queen to do a lot of things, and it's nice. I'm very lucky. But I like the idea of when I get asked to be on a show or something, I like the idea that someone's like over there like, who this is like, I don't know how I feel about this. This is a lot. I'm uncomfortable.
I like that.
That's fun to me.
Yes.
I might as well look like a serial killer to a lot of people. And I like that because there's power in that.
There is. Well, because you're winning. Do you feel sometimes like when you're not in drag, do you ever feel like you're like, ugh, it makes it so much easier when I am, and I wish I was more often?
I will say over the years, being in drag all the time, it's made me I don't feel like even out of drag. I'm the one doing Trixie like emails and business things.
Right.
But like, I don't really prepare in a lot of ways because I know that once I look in the mirror and I look like this, it's happening.
Right. It turns on.
Right. And when I've done shows, even when I know nobody in the audience is going to know me, I'm like, I walk out there like, I'm about to like capture all of your attention.
Right.
You're going to talk about this for weeks.
Right.
Even if I bomb, you're going to talk about this for weeks.
What is the?
I think doing stand up out of drag would be a lot harder.
Well, I mean, it's just two different things, right? Like we said before, it's like it's hyperbole
like the
of a thing.
Herman versus the Paul Rubens.
Both great.
Both great. Which, by the way,
Honestly,
when we talk
both
about canceling, when we talk about canceling, we need to uncancel
A guy that jerked off in
an
a porno
adult
theater.
movie theater. I mean,
Yeah.
think about that.
What did you go there for?
Hello.
Like the one, what's Studs? I lived in West Hollywood for 15 years. By the way, I've been vetted by
Is
the
Studs
gig.
the place like
It's across the street from.
by Laurel Hardware?
No. Studs is by Lubitsch, that bar. Do you know that bar? No. It's more eastbound on Santa Monica. I lived in West Hollywood for 15 years, so
So whatever
was
homophobia
vetted.
you had got beat out of you pretty quickly because I mean those people
Kiss,
are the gayest people you've ever
They
seen.
kissed out of me. They kissed right out of me. Kissed right
Yeah.
out of me. Actually living in the gay neighborhood was my, and I
then you're
used
from
to joke
Chicago,
about
right?
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Chicago's as gay as West Hollywood. Gayer even.
Yeah, so my uncle, I had an Uncle Ira who was gay, right? An Uncle Ira. I don't know if you know by looking at me. I'm Irish and Italian. He definitely wasn't
I thought
my
you were
uncle.
black
Yeah, I
this
am. I'm
entire
half.
time.
I'm half. But Uncle Ira, I would learn later. He's my gay Jewish uncle. I was like, is he my not? But by the time I was 12, I was like,
He
he's not.
sounds fabulous.
I was like, he's not a real uncle, is he? And my dad was like, no, what? He's like, you thought a Jewish guy named Ira was your actual uncle? I was like, I just didn't get it. But he was just a part of our family. So, but a lot of times my family's so big, people got called uncle a lot.
Oh, I also think it's a Midwestern thing.
Yeah, I was like, that's not
your
really my
auntie.
uncle.
That's
Yeah.
your auntie. Really? Because she's not related to anyone.
Right.
Well,
But she's an auntie.
yeah, she's your aunt.
But I learned young. I guess I learned young about the culture so much because of my mom. You know, my mom was this beautiful, young, in the know, and we lived in what's the heart of what was called the Viagra Triangle in Chicago. I don't know if you know about the Viagra
I know
Triangle.
exactly.
Yeah.
what
So it's
that
like, you
is.
know, and all my mom's coworkers were gay.
Where I met
and-
my boyfriend.
Is it really?
No.
No. But it's just like I got accustomed to the culture, and I'm not kidding. When I moved to LA, I really wanted to live. I was like, I want to live in the gay neighborhood because I know it's really clean and nice and safe.
It's true, and they have
it's
the
so
strongest
safe.
drinks. Like I'm telling
It's
you,
the best
Marcus,
party,
it's
by the way.
The best party. If
Yeah.
you want to know, if you want to have the best Friday night of your life,
Yeah.
you're not going to the fucking happy hour at the Applebee's or the
No.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Some people on here are like, yes, I am.
Go to Plaza.
Right. Go to Plaza and get
Barter
wrecked.
for your drinks.
And listen to
And see
pop
a-
pop pop polka, pace pop pop polka. They don't even say them right. That's my favorite. Is they fuck up the lyrics the whole time.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
They only know they've been doing Gaga for 15 years and they only know the chorus. They never bothered to
It's
learn it.
very funny, honestly. No, but I just I lived there for so long, and I just loved. What I got tired of is the reason we left is because I got tired of like people pissing on my driveway or like puking in my doors.
Oh yeah, if you want to see puke and nudity and untreated mental illness and open drug abuse, live in West Hollywood.
It just was.
I love West Hollywood, but
yeah,
I mean that.
I do too. But it wore thin on how. It was like at some
you know
point.
Peter Lee,
No, who's
the
Peter? Lee?
comedian Peter Lee.
Oh, yes.
okay.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
Pete, if you're watching this, he apparently doesn't
Yeah,
know
Pete
you.
Lee. No, I know Pete Lee. I know Pete
I
Lee.
love
When
him.
you said Peter, I was like, I don't know Peter.
He's from
Pete Lee,
Wisconsin,
yeah.
and he's got that accent intact.
Oh yeah. No, Pete Lee. I know Pete Lee.
But he lives. I don't want to say where he lives. He lives on this gay strip.
he lives. He lives
Him
on
and his wife live literally where only a gay person would live.
right.
Like the middle of the gayest part of LA.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, we love it. And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Oh,
why
it's
did you
great.
pick this up? He's like, during Pride, we just sit up here and watch. I'm like, oh, why did
He's
you
got a
pick
bungalow
this?
above Rage, is where he lives.
Pretty much.
Is that even still around? Did they close that down?
Well, funny you ask, because during COVID, I think Rage is closed. Flaming Saddles, Mickey's, all permanent closures. Wow. Permanent. So like West Hollywood, there's been a lot of talks about what's going to happen to West Hollywood. Gym Bar closed. That's
I saw that Gym Bar closed. Gym Bar is great because it's right next to Five Guys. You can black out and then go get a cheeseburger right across.
Absolutely.
I've been to all of these bars. Justin Martindale, shout out. Justin Martindale took me to like.
love Justin
He took me to like
Martindale.
90% of these. Every time we would get lit up at the Comedy Store, and I'd be done with a set.
She'll drink.
Oh,
Miss Justin Martindale. She will.
Anybody
You want to get a hangover? You wanna get a
under the
hangover?
table. Justin drinks professionally. We would be fucked up at the store,
know.
and then Justin would be like, "Do you want to go down to Santa Monica with me?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, fuck it."
Just do it.
And we would go bar hop. The only reason I never like going down is because I'm a little what's
Weird.
the word? Homophobic? No, I'm a little. No, I don't like it when things are too busy. I get a little claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And those bars, as fun as they are,
It's
sometimes
a high
it's
energy.
fucking chaos. And
Yeah.
you're like, this is a little too much. I'd rather be at something a little bit more chill. Like, I want to get fucked up and have fun, but sometimes those things are like shoulder to shoulder, neck to neck, dripping in sweat.
$18 drink.
Yeah.
I love West Hollywood,
It's
but
just too
unless
much.
you're
It's
Trixie
crazy.
Mattel, it's an $1,800.
Did you ever
drink.
go to Foo Bar when it was? Is that still
course,
even
Big Fat
around?
Dicks.
But is it around or no?
I
don't know if
walked
they
by
closed.
today and it looked like it's either being severely renovated
Yeah.
or.
Teardrops.
Have you been to Big Fat Dicks?
No, I never been. Where's
Let me
Big
tell you
Fat
about
Dicks?
Big Fat Dicks. It's at Foo Bar. It's a night. By the way, I'm trying to convince people.
Oh, it's Monday nights.
I think it's Thursdays.
Oh, okay. I've
I'm-
seen the sign.
Well, every night I go there is Big Fat Dicks.
Yeah.
But, No,
when I go there, it's the little red rocket. The little red rocket's
Little
here.
acorn dicks,
Yeah, little
yeah.
acorn. Let him in.
I'll go there for I've been there for Big Fat Dicks, which is a party where you go there and you get a little drunk and there's a competition where you can go in the back room and a photographer takes a picture of your dick, hard or soft, your choice. They put it on the wall and then the DJ takes breaks every hour, go like, all right, here's our submissions. Here's number one, and shines a flashlight on the pictures. So at the end of the night, the winner wins a handle of booze.
Can
So
you-
somebody takes a nude picture of their dick, publicly puts it out there to win a handle of Fleischmann's or something. That's gay people for you. They don't need a
Pop off.
holiday.
Yeah, but also I'm so interested. If there's a limp guy that beats a straight guy, that's to beat a straight hard dick as a limp dick is remarkable.
But some people's dicks photograph really well.
Limp?
Yeah, but there's difference between limp and like I was hard 5 minutes ago limp.
I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
Trust me. My favorite look of my dick is when I like after you've come, when it's down in its settling phase, as I call it.
That's where you take the picture.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those settling pictures are gonna have a better chance. Because
I did it once.
Because hard. You did?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Would you-
I was,
did you
it was
do-
when I first moved to LA and I was there with my manager at the time and I disappeared into the night and I got a picture taken and I came back and I was like, I did it. And she was like,
Hard or not?
I don't even remember. She was like, Trixie, you cannot enter Big Fat. She was like, we're leaving, and we left. So I don't know if I won. Maybe I won.
You won.
I'm gonna tell myself I won.
The guy in second place was that gets that like replacement prize.
Yeah.
Like we're reserving this for whoever this was whenever they come
claim
back.
it, I'm gonna be
Yes.
on milk cartons. My dick's gonna be. There's gonna be like a
Have you seen this dick?
search party. Yeah.
By the way, that would be the best. Have you seen this dick? If they put your picture on the milk carton up on the wall.
Gay
Have you
people
seen
are
this
so
dick?
flippant with dick pics, though. They'd be like, yeah, we've all seen it.
Yeah.
It's like gay people. It's like everyone thinks like, oh, you're gay. You know my cousin Daniel from Akron, Ohio, and you're like, no, but I've seen his dick.
But I have seen his dick.
I've seen his dick.
I have seen his dick.
Can
at
I
Big
ask
Fat
you a
Dick.
question?
Yeah.
I was watching 90 Day Fiance, and there was this girl, and she was like, I hate American guys because they always just want to send a dick pic. Do girls hate that?
When guys send dick pics?
Yeah. I guess context matters, but
Here's the problem. There is a
because I think when gay guys, if they get a dick pic they didn't want, they just kind of like breeze by it and move on. It's not a problem.
I will say this. I've never understood when guys send an unsolicited. I'm
like open with it.
yeah, like I'm always blown away by and you hear the story a lot where you're like, wow, I guess I've never sent a dick pic if it's not part of the conversation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm always blown away when someone's like,
It has to lead up to it.
yeah, how the fuck? It's just a weird, but apparently I have a good amount of friends that will just send a dick pic without any sort of lead up, and I don't get it.
Because when I hear people complain about it, I'm always like, if you didn't like it, how much did it like negatively affect you? I mean, who cares? But
It's a dick. Well, but also it's just very strange. I just never understood it because I'm like, anytime I've ever had any sort of filthy conversation with somebody, it's pretty fucking obvious what's going on.
Right.
There isn't some weird misnomer of like, whoa, I didn't want to.
What are you doing tonight? Anyway, boom, dick pic. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm at Chili's. Okay, here's my dick.
In here, we pour whisk.
We all deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies, okay? I myself am a big fan of taking vitamins, Vita Vita Vegemins. You got to take them, got to feel better. I like taking vitamins. That's why I highly recommend Ritual, something I've been using for a while now. I used to take those whatever multivitamins that you would get from Walgreens or CVS and whatever. I just pop them in, whatever, one a day. But I will say I was a little annoyed to find out how much gunk was inside of it. And Ritual, on the other hand, it's clean, vegan-friendly multivitamin. They're formulated with high-quality nutrients. And you're not going to find sugars, no GMOs, no major allergens, synthetic fillers, or artificial colors, which I really like. It's got all just good stuff, no gunk. Good stuff, no gunk. That should be Ritual's. That should be Ritual's theme. Good stuff, no gunk. I've been taking them for quite a while, and I got to tell you, they're great and they're simple. Keeps me feeling healthy and good, both mentally and physically, in terms of knowing that I'm putting good stuff inside of my body. They contain key nutrients that your body uses to help fill gaps without any shady extras going on. The delayed release capsule design delivers high quality nutrients, including vitamin D3, which you know your pale boy needs, the pale riders. If you're a pale ride out there, you need some vitamin D3 and just 2 daily pills. So they're simple, they're clean, they're for everybody. Men, women, boys, and girls, teens, whatever you are, doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, what your name is, and where you're from, doesn't matter. This is for every single human being. Multivitamins are delivered to your door every month with free shipping, always. So let me tell you, you can just start it, stop it whenever you feel like it. It's totally worth this great deal from Ritual. And if you don't love it within your first month, they'll just give you back your cream. So what do you got to lose? Try out a new multivitamin that doesn't have all that extra gook inside of it. Get key nutrients without the BS. Ritual's offering my listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/whiskey to start your Ritual today. Again, great multivitamins. Try them out for my listeners. 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/whiskey to start your Ritual today. Wisgin fans, I've talked about this a whole bunch. Okay, if there's something getting in the way of your happiness, of your mental solidarity, please use BetterHelp. I've used BetterHelp for quite a while now, and almost a year, and I really do love it, man. I really genuinely do, okay? It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online from the comfort of your own home or wherever you are. You know, whether you're in a hotel, you're in a park, you're in your car, it doesn't matter. You can use BetterHelp. And they're there to assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can choose from, tons of different kinds of therapists. You can change whenever you feel like it. You're going to get timely and thoughtful responses. And you can start communicating in under 48 hours, which I think is pretty incredible. It's also much cheaper than traditional in-room, in-person therapy, which I think is great. It's more affordable than, most counseling that you see. They want you to start living a happier life today. All right, so you can go to their website if you want to see the testimonials, see what the other peeps are saying out there. Go to betterhelp.com/reviews, and you can visit betterhelp.com/whiskey. That's help, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp, and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. All right, so many people have been using this that they're actually looking for more counselors in all 50 states. So if you're looking to get your brain back in the right space, get your heart centered, try to feel good, because last year was a little tough. It was tough. Let's make this year much, much better. A special offer for Wisgin's listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/whiskey. Try it out. I think you will like it. All right? 10% off your first month. betterhelp.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Yeah.
No, it's never been this weird. So I never understood, and I also didn't believe it for a long time. Like, whenever you hear those stories, I'm like, no, there was a conversation leading up to it. But then apparently there's dudes that just like to send dick pics as their opener. But also, yeah, I'm sure it doesn't work. There's no way.
Honestly, dick pics don't matter that much to me.
Does anybody like dick pics really, though?
My boyfriend I've been with for 5 years. I didn't see his dick until the real event.
My wife's never seen my dick. Ever. Ever, ever, ever.
And she keeps begging.
Yeah, please,
But you're
shut
afraid to tell
up.
her.
That's what I say. Shut up.
Yeah.
Lady. That's what I say.
Well, she's been looking for it, but the
Yeah.
magnifying glass she can't get
She
close
searches
enough.
through all those fiery pubes. Do you not send them? You never send them.
Oh, I send them.
Does he send them? Does your boyfriend send them to you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
See, but that's my thing. Like, in straight relationships, the picture sending becomes a blurred. Like sometimes you send hot pics, but
Well, let's say
it
I'm on
slows
tour.
down.
Let's say I'm gone for months.
Different.
They're happening.
On tour is totally
But
different.
like if I'm having a night at home, I'm not like, "What's up, babe?" Boom, dick pic.
Well, it's hard with COVID because it's like you're in the other room.
He also hates when I talk about. He's wonderful. He's amazing. He's a producer. We get to work together a lot. But he doesn't love when I talk about our sex life in my shows.
Let's do it.
He doesn't love it. But
Why?
I'm just like, you knew. You always knew this was like, if you were going to get close to me and you're going to leave any sort of impact, you might end up in that show over there. I
Right.
might be milking you for money, you know. And then like one day we're in Chicago. We're playing Park West. You know Park West.
Yes.
And he's like, all right, I love that section, but can you not? My mom is here. And I was like, well, she's about to find out a few things, isn't she? But I'm never
She's
telling.
like, my son's gay.
Right. I
Where-
thought you were a woman.
Where is he from?
Chicago?
Oh, he is a Chicago.
Yeah,
guy.
he's from Lincoln Park.
Oh, nice.
Rich.
Love it.
And he's very, very, very. He's like, it keeps our relationship spicy because his favorite drag queen is Jinx Monsoon. So he's like, you're hilarious, but Jinx. I mean, she would.
Now, is there like a jealousy complex that exists sometimes?
About me?
Yeah, and like, like, you know how like in couples relationships when they're like, oh, I like that. I like her.
So like, does your wife like another comedian more than you? Or does she think you're the funniest person
I think she
alive?
hates comedy in general.
Because of you.
I think she
You
thinks,
ruined it.
Yeah, yeah. I think she thinks comedy
When you
is
took off your
trash.
clothes, she could never laugh
Yeah.
again.
She goes, aha! Once. No, you know what it is? She actually does not hate comedy, but like because she's so close to it, it's kind of like not annoying, but like she's seen too much. I don't know how to, you know what I mean? She's
No,
too
no.
inside baseball. It's like,
yes, my boyfriend will come see like when he comes on tour with me for a week. Let's say he comes on the bus for a week or whatever. He'll come to the show every night because he has nothing to do.
because he's fucking
Because
bored.
everyone he knows on the tour is working.
Right.
So he's like drink in hand, like I guess another night. Let's see how people around me react about a story about my penis, you know. But in any
Yeah.
story with him, I don't know how it is with do you include your wife in some of your jokes?
Yeah, but you know what? Like, yes, but it's also like so many times in stand up, especially like the stories are spun into these great wild tales or like elongated.
Full blown lies.
Yes. Yeah. It's like they either it starts as a nugget of like, you know what happened to me? And then it turns into this nonsensical pulling from different parts of my life. So there's never like you know what she did today? I don't really do that stuff. But it'll be like an experience we've had together that's wrapped into another story.
Right.
So, I mean, no, honestly, maybe no, I guess. It's also hard because I don't do that. I don't know. I'm not like
You respect her too much.
I hate her guts.
I will put him in the show, but he's pretty fine with it because most of the time it's a story about how he's great and I'm awful. He's great in bed and I'm disgusting.
Oh, see, that's sweet.
So like he's always like in the story, even a story about his dick, it's about how his is great
And yours is awful.
and mine is garbage. Yeah. So like he always gets to be the Superman.
Right.
So even when he's embarrassed, I'm like, I just did a 15-minute set about how great you are.
Right.
Take the compliment.
So yeah, he can't get mad. Like for me, I have this, for some reason, I have this love with like Norm Macdonald was always so good at, first of all, Norm would joke about a wife he doesn't have, which I always was fascinated with. I was like, oh, that's so funny when he's like, my wife, the battle axe, and he would make up this character of a wife.
Right.
So sometimes I'll make up this character of my wife that's not real. I hyperbolize this false character that I've totally created from nothing, and she laughs
Little
at
does
that.
she know, you have another family.
I do. I have two families. I have two families actually.
Yeah.
One in Puerto Rico. Shout out. And no, and she thinks it's funny because it's to her it's like eye roll. It's like you're so fucking dumb because she
Right.
knows I've created this character that isn't real, but also I pulled something from reality.
Right.
I take one little nugget and then I run with it. So instead of like she's great, I'm shit. It's more like you know what she fucking does that pisses me off. But it's not.
That was not me.
No.
The chair broke while I was on it.
Can we tell the audience what happened?
I mean,
I'm going to say
I
it.
guess.
Giannis Pappas broke my chair last week. No, I'm going to say it because I told Trixie before this. I
I just
said,
want to say I've been fasting for
I say you
weeks.
have to be careful because this chair was broke last week. Giannis broke my fucking chair and we tried to fix it. And
Did you see my eyes?
I
The
know.
fear. It
It was
was like
perfect.
Jurassic World. Like I was so like
The shock.
like Get Out. Like I was going to the sunken place.
But now I'm just gonna have to like Now I have to bill him for this chair.
So if you guys think that this is a very rich studio where everything's going well, we're sitting on broken chairs talking about wives we don't have.
Yeah,
So-
we're struggling through the water right now, and the broken chair. I'm so sorry.
It's
by the
fine.
way,
it's kind of more comfortable this
is
way.
it more than comfortable?
Yeah. I will say this, my boyfriend, I'm sometimes more honest in the act than I am in my relationship. So when he comes to the show, he'll be like, oh, well.
Well, you'll say something you never could say to him to his face.
Yes, like one time on which we're like, getting ready to film season 6. One
Yeah,
time we were
yeah.
like, I was talking about how 2020 was supposed to be my year to have sex and drag. I'd never done it. It was like, this is my year. Like
You really never did?
I've never
And
done
how long
it.
you been doing
as
drag?
stunning as I am.
Yeah.
And the way people present themselves to me.
Wait, how long you been doing drag?
Almost 15 years.
And you never had sex and drag?
No, I've been propositioned a lot, but I've never, to me, it's not such a sexy feeling.
You don't feel sexy.
I do, but not in that way. I feel sexy like Jessica Rabbit, not like porn, not Penthouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cartoony sexy.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm 31. Like, if I'm going to do it, like, this is kind of a depreciating asset. I'm not going to at 50 be like, all right, I'm putting on the wig. Exactly.
Putting on the cigarette.
Come on, boys.
Come on and ride this pony.
Yeah. I'm smoking at 50 and I ash it and I don't have a shoe on. It's barefoot. Right into the ash. And then, but I was like, this is my year to have sex and drag. And I'm sitting with my boyfriend watching, and I just feel him look at me. And I can feel his heat. And he goes, oh, so this is your year to have sex and drag, huh? And I was like, yeah, I just,
Well, not with you. With somebody.
Never with you.
No, I wanted to have sex, not with you.
But sometimes, especially in the improv style shows, I'll say things where I don't even remember saying it. And then watching it, I'm like, oh, that's something my boyfriend's going to find out about today.
Well, but honestly, if you do it with so much love on stage, it does help the conversation. Because I've done that too, where I'm like, we had this whole thing about, it was this whole joke. We were getting into a lot of fights. And I told this story about, and I used to do this joke, and I threw it away because whatever. But it was about the fact that she left one waffle in I love waffles. I used to go home at night after stand-up shows. That was my comfort food, was waffles. It just reminded me of home and put peanut butter and syrup on it and sit late at night.
Like a fat kid.
Like a fat kid. Like a sad fat kid.
Yeah.
And she left a waffle in the box as a fuck you to me.
One.
Because we got into a fight. Yeah. And she had you know what I mean? And she knew that
Chess. Checkmate.
It was just so cold. And it was annoying, but perfect as a fuck you.
Yeah.
Eat your fucking waffle, bitch.
We're still going to live together, but
Bitch.
remember
Eat your
me.
fucking waffle,
Remember
bitch.
this. Yeah.
And I told this whole elongated joke about it. And of course, she loved it and thought it was funny, but it was also a way to talk about how normal it is to fight about petty shit.
Yeah, of course.
It's so, but in the time, you're just we're fighting about all sorts of nonsense, and I'm so angry about everything, but really then you back up 10,000 feet, and you're like, oh, it's just a petty bullshit
Right.
for no reason. The fight before that had nothing to do with anything. And then the fight that led up to that, and then the waffle thing was how minuscule to be why'd you do that? You think that was... It was so lame. But to do it on stage helps get this thing
Right.
out. It helps get out the beast.
You're also you're telling, if I have let's say we have a fight with my boyfriend, which I've never made a joke about, but there's this side of the story, and then the story with the audience is going to be more my side of it.
Of
how
course.
I saw it.
Right.
So it doesn't mean this is how I feel about it, but
Right.
Yeah,
but you have to give, but you're giving this a more educated spin on what really went down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also play a different person, so I'm sure I get away with more than most people. You know what I mean?
Are you going to shoot me? What if
No.
you brought out a 22? You know how funny
What would
that
you
would?
do if I just pulled out? What would be the weirdest thing for me to pull out? What if a little hamster came out?
I put my legs behind my head and I was like, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. Hey, it's not my first rodeo. I'll do it.
But I'm pretty lucky because he'll come see my shows once and he'll be like, oh, okay, great, got it, and then
And then never come again.
no, he's like, I get it, it's great, whatever. And he laughs.
What's the pinnacle for a drag queen? What's the
It depends who you ask. For me, as a drag
what's the
queen who
grand
does
old
stand
Opry
up,
for you?
for me as a drag queen who does stand up, flying to Just for Laughs and being like, oh my God, that's Anthony Jeselnik. Like, oh my God, that's Anthony Anderson. Oh my God. In first class being like, I'm going to a real comedy festival.
But you did that.
I did it, but I'm like, I'm in first class with real comedians going to headline a real comedy festival. That was blew my mind
Yeah.
forever. But then of course, winning Drag Race was, of course,
Yeah,
the Olympics
that's
of
that.
drag.
Yeah, yes.
Anytime I get to be on the Billboard charts, I'm just mind blown. I think of myself in the country at 13 learning guitar being like, what crazy.
It is.
So like for a lot of drag queens, it's just different. For a lot of drag queens, maybe it's meeting the person they impersonate, or I don't know, getting a nose job.
Did you?
Drag queens have different levels.
Did
of
you
success.
base Trixie on anything specific?
I mean, like Barbie was probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
Did you ever put it together, Mattel?
yeah, I'm there. But I mean, like, there's got to be something else. Was there someone from your childhood that you like? Was there somebody that you?
What if I brought
emulate?
her a picture of my mom, and she
She
literally
looked like
had
you.
lines on
I'd
her
fucking
face?
die. She's like, so what? I knew you were gonna fucking.
Yeah, so what?
So what? Big deal.
For me, it was Barbie, obviously, because I wasn't allowed to have girl toys. So that was like, Polly Pocket and Barbie, My Little Pony. I just when I came to drag, I was like, okay, I don't want to look like a woman. I want to look like a thing, like a marionette.
When you say you weren't allowed to, did you ask for girl toys and they said no?
I knew not to ask.
Yeah.
Like it was like, boys aren't supposed to have these. Don't ask for it. I'm sure they actually would have given it to me, but it was like,
Did you ever have that thing? Did you ever have that feeling that you want to just go buy one and hide it from everybody?
I mean, with what money?
Yeah, you didn't steal.
Steal?
You didn't steal from your parents?
No.
I stole all the time.
You did?
I was the thief.
What?
I stole all the time. I stole.
We were
Well,
so broke. I had nothing to steal.
well, if I didn't steal from my parents, I would steal. I would just steal. I'd go in a store and steal. I loved stealing.
You did?
Yeah, petty theft was my thing as a
Did you
kid.
ever get caught?
No, not really, because it was always insignificant shit.
I don't have that kind of luck.
What did I steal? I stole like CDs.
I've been fired from a job for not stealing.
I know, I was
so
just gonna-
I don't have that kind of guardian angel.
We used to steal. I used to steal fucking like CDs. You know You know what we used to do all the time with that was like we would go into
shove them up.
shove them up my ass.
Yeah.
You would. This is the biggest. This is years ago. People, nowadays, who cares?
This was the 80s.
Yeah, it was actually.
Was it really?
No, it was the 90s. Oh. No, but on the top of CD cases, they used to put this tape filler that was labeled with what it was, but it also kept the CD closed.
remember that.
Yeah, but if you unhooked the bottom of the case of a jewel case, you could flip up the top because they never taped the bottom and just take the CD, close the case, and put it back. We were bad boys. We used to
What
do
kind
it
of
all the time.
CDs were you stealing? What's the hot
Gin
bands?
Blossoms.
Yeah.
No,
Worth every penny.
what was the first CD I ever stole? I'm trying to think. I mean, I was into hip hop a lot when I was a kid, so I stole a lot of rap. Probably Tupac.
Which is a great look for a white redheaded kid
I know.
stealing
I
music
was
from
obsessed.
African American
I was
artists.
obsessed. They're African American. I was obsessed with. I was obsessed with hip hop. I was like to a degree that was disgusting.
Were you into Eminem?
I didn't love Eminem.
Because he was white.
I don't. I've talked about this openly. I like my hip hop artist black. I've said that. I don't have anything
That's okay.
against white rappers. I work with one on Dave. One of my good friends is a white rapper. I just have always joked, I love my rappers black. And I was like, it's something about as a kid. Eminem was like great to me, but not me.
I mean, it's not like a heavily saturated pool.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
just.
friends with Iggy, Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
And I only know a few of her songs because I don't really listen to rap music, but I'm like, I think you're one of the only white female rappers I know about.
Yeah, there's only a handful.
Kesha?
I don't think.
And Blondie?
I don't think Kesha's rap, really. Well, maybe she's like right on the edge.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No, Blondie was kind of pre
Well, and when they did Rapture, that was the first time rap music was ever on the charts.
on MTV. Yeah,
Which is pretty iconic.
it was in the streets, but it was being held down because of the white man.
Totally. And sometimes it takes a white bitch to say, this music's cool, and I told you it was. Same thing Madonna did with Vogue. People are like, she stole it. I'm like, no, she showed everyone how cool it was.
And then people got into it.
And then she made money off it.
Well, it's so
And
funny.
She bought kids.
Well, yeah,
You want a kid?
I do.
There's a lot of them. You can just go get one.
Can you steal one now?
Yeah, go down to the Gelsons. Get one of the celebrity ones. When Charlize turns a blind eye, reaching
Do
on
you
the top
really?
shelf.
You remember when adopting a kid was like a cool thing to do for celebrities? Like they would like
Collecting.
buy 2 kids. For
It was Pokemon cards.
It was. What do they? What happens in the future with those kids? Are they going to make it out?
Well, it really depends. I mean, you can kind of tell everything about the kind of name they start with.
Right.
Like if it's a blanket situation,
Right.
you're like, good night. It's
Yeah,
over.
Good night.
But sometimes they have famous parents and don't care and don't talk about it.
Speaking of which, whatever happened to Michael Jackson's monkey? Remember that monkey?
Bubbles.
What happened to Bubbles?
He's on SNL. he's the musical guest on SNL.
Is he the new cast? Musical guest Bubbles.
He's the new Weekend Update.
Is he really with
Yeah,
Joestin
It's
J?
incredible.
What would be your? I guess what I was asking before is what would be your pinnacle personally? Like what would be the
Oh.
top tier thing where you go? Not to say,
I have a few.
oh, you do.
Yes.
Okay, not to say you're done though. Like because as a performer, we both know whenever you get to some level or do a thing, it's not what you, it's not, it's never going to be this like, and I did it.
Right.
It doesn't matter. So is there a kind of a thing that you know is going to, you know, is like a goal at the very least that you're
It's
like,
like
oh,
this.
is...
Where like 5 years ago, I would have been like, I can't believe it. Today, I couldn't care less. You know?
Yes.
I'm barely here.
I agree.
I will say being like a musical guest or on the couch on like a real talk show.
Right. Like
when
give
I'm-
me, what show?
Like a late night.
Wendy
like
Williams.
a Seth Meyers
Okay.
or like a Jimmy Kimmel. I've got to do like Jimmy Kimmel, like other stuff a couple times, but like being on the couch talking about a tour or a TV show.
Sure.
Like being like a real celebrity guest. Like I've been on shows where like I was on TRL and I remember being like in the corner and like the people on the couch. It's the wig thing where like the wig makes people pay attention to you, but there is you kind of put yourself in a glass ceiling a little bit. Like on TRL, the musical guest had less followers than I do.
Right.
And you're like, how did this happen? Or when I was on a certain show promoting my TV show on Viceland, and the people on the couch like weren't premiering a TV show that week, and I'm like, well, how am I not on the couch? You know, weird things like that where people pay attention to you because you're a cross-dresser, but they couldn't imagine that you're actually doing anything worth paying attention to.
Right.
It's a weird thing. The same thing happens in comedy. When I'm like workshopping stuff for a tour, I'll go to do a show at like Typewriter or something, and I'll go like do a show, and it's I always feel like I have to explain to everybody in the room what I'm doing, which I'm fine with, but they don't have to act so shocked that my audiences are thousands of people.
Right.
You don't have to act. I think you and Adam were talking about it. People don't have to say you were actually funny.
It's the most annoying thing on earth.
And people say it to me
all the time. Yeah, no, it's the most annoying.
You're actually really funny. I'm like,
right.
Well, what did you think?
It's just so backhanded. It's like saying
you're actually pretty.
Yeah, you. Yeah. Oh wow.
They see you naked and go, oh, you're actually attractive.
So mean.
So weird.
It would be like doing that if somebody you were trying to hook up with, and the moment they took off their clothes, and you're like, oh God, you're actually okay.
Exactly.
This is not bad.
Or I would love to do like a Nailed It or anything where I get to host a competition show. I think would be fun.
All right, let me ask you. You can plead the fifth on this too. Have you done Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 3 times.
Okay. Are you guys cool?
Yeah. Who, me and Andy Cohen?
Yeah, Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's asked me back 3 times.
Because I know he's very polarizing and a lot of people have trouble with him, and I know he's a lot.
He never says more than, you look great. Thank you so much for coming. Let's take a picture. But
Right.
I mean, I never have expectations for like.
Right.
It's like how people sometimes say RuPaul wasn't nice enough to them. I'm like, she's a 60-year-old man who's been doing television for 40 years.
What did you need?
What did you need?
What
from
did
this
you need?
relationship?
Just why
she
don't you
hosts a competition show that you're on?
Right.
Did you need a hug? And I guess I manage my expectations. So when I meet the Ryan Murphys or the Andy Cohens or anybody, I'm always just like, yeah, they were what I thought they would be.
Yeah.
They said, thank you for coming. You look great, which is more than I can ever ask for.
Has anybody
Jimmy
been...
Kimmel said that to me. Like, they're always nice, but I never have these sky high, like,
yeah,
I've discovered you or something. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I remember when people
have
were
you been
like,
disappointed before by a...
Well, no, when people, I just think it's funny when people were like when people were like, Ellen was mean. You're like, what?
I always say like, well, what did she say?
What did she say?
What did you want?
Right. What was it? I just think...
I love Ellen. And I don't even know if I would have the balls to say like, hey, when I was 13, I stole your album, Taste This on LimeWire, and it made me think of what comedy could be. It opened my mind to it. I'm not going to say that. That's weird.
But it would be really cool. See, but I think that's
She'll probably
endearing.
go, you stole the album on
You owe me-
LimeWire?
you owe me $13.99.
At like $13.99.
And then you'd laugh, and then she'd go, all right, get the fuck out of my face.
she'd go, no, I actually, with inflation.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need 17
And
bucks.
she jetpacks, she goes, bye.
And she-
and jetpacks out of there.
And then she pulls one of those things, and it's a trapdoor.
Yeah.
And I fall straight through it.
You're on my game show,
Yeah.
looking at that camera. What? I don't even know what that's fucking called. No, but I don't know. There is no, I've never been let down, but I'm also, admittedly, I'm very bad with names, right? I know you better than I know, like.
Why do you know me?
I
was I've been following you for a long time, and I was like, this is kind of left field, this follow.
Well, I know you from, Drag Race, first of all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you watched Drag Race.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying is, hold on, and I'll get back to that. What I know you more than I know. I don't know the difference between Emma Stone and Emma Watson, and I get made fun. My wife makes fun of me, but I'm serious. I don't know the difference.
I'm with you.
But I don't know.
I'm a great
and I'm genuine.
celebrity.
You could show me the pictures, and I go, I'm almost positive I know which one that is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I've never been let down by celebrities because I don't value any of them. That sounds corny, but I mean it. Like I don't
Even for you hate them even.
I don't give a I couldn't give a less of a fuck about when someone's like, "Do you know who that is?" I'm like, I fucking it
It's not
means
about the-
so little to
yeah.
me. It's weird. It's
It's
almost
not about the fame as much as it's like if I like the work, then I'm shook. If you're a voice actor on the Powerpuff Girls, I'm shook.
right.
If you're Kim Kardashian, I might not know what you actually look like.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know?
I don't care. Right. I feel the same way. And I know it sounds fake to people because people are like,
That's
yeah,
why Comedy
right.
World's fun because you can stand like I remember when I had JFL met Marina Franklin.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I just love you so much. And she was just like, oh my God, thank you.
Right.
Because she's not like, I don't know, Ellen. Not everyone knows her, even though she's like very famous in comedy.
But that's kind of what that to me is why it's almost like the only people that have made me nervous in fame was Larry David. I was beyond a new level of nervous. I've never felt that way in my life. Like,
It's not fun to be nervous when you have to also be on camera with the person.
oh, I was
It's
so
not
I
good.
was so nervous not when we worked together, when I met and we tested together, when he wanted to like see me in the room. That was I'll admittedly say I was shook. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up because it was in my head too much, and it did fine. And then when we worked together, it was that thing was already gone. But only 2 or 3 people have actually made me like nervous, and it's only because what you said. I respect what they do so much that it fucks me up. I get weird. I get like uncomfortable and.
I did Larry King, and I know he's Larry King, but I didn't really watch Larry King, so I wasn't nervous.
Right.
Even though it's Larry King has like 8 Peabodys or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I
Is
don't
he
know.
alive, by the way?
If I meet a drag queen from the UK who lives in a city who I just follow on Instagram, I'm like, oh, can I have a picture with you? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's alive. He's like 87.
No, but he has COVID. Do you know he had COVID and went to the hospital?
I did know that.
But Larry King's gonna beat it. He's beat cancer
He was
like 3 fucking times.
extremely nice to me.
I've only heard good things. No one has said a story about Larry where they're like, it was a little annoying. The best interview, if you ever want to watch a funny one, Danny Pudi. Do you know Danny from Community? Do you know him?
No.
Okay. He's brown, and I know you don't like brown people, so I understand. We'll be right back after this break.
Not saying I don't like brown people and then driving in a break.
Right.
So there's
perfect.
no rebuttal.
Yeah, you can't get out of it. Danny had an interview with, please have more of that.
Well,
Please. And then there's your elderflower up
do you get
top.
a sponsorship?
No, these guys, this is just because I like this gin a lot and I wanted to buy it for you.
I really like fancy gin, so thank you.
Yeah. The best interview is with Danny, and one of my favorite clips. You can look it up yourself at home, but genuinely, Larry does this thing where I think Larry forgets that he's so rich and so famous.
Really famous.
Like so much.
Your grandpa who lives in the woods who doesn't watch TV
Knows Larry King.
yes.
Yeah. It's like, what do they say? Chris Rock said it best. You aren't famous in comedy until people who hate comedy know who you are. Larry King is like, if you know nothing about entertainment, you know Larry King.
Yeah.
Larry said to Danny Pudi, said, what's a luxury you can't live without? I don't know if you've ever seen this clip. And Danny Pudi goes, well, I like coffee. And Larry goes, that's not a luxury. And he goes, okay, I like really nice socks. And Larry King is like, what? It's not a luxury. And Danny's like, well, what luxury should I have? And Larry King goes, I don't know, like private jets? And Danny goes, Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
He was
Larry, I think he also forgets that he's like,
Larry is high comedy.
oh,
on
dude.
accident.
It's
High
so good.
Comedy. My assistant was with me, and my assistant has green hair, and he goes, "Your hair's green." And I was just like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be the best day ever."
Perfect.
And then his assistant, it was a lot of gay staff actually, and they were like, number 1, work diva. Number 2, just so you know, Larry is 84, so he might say something that maybe is not the verbiage of 2020 or whatever, but he means well.
He's like, what's cock taste like? You're like, Larry.
You tell me, Larry. No. He asked me 3 times if I was transgender. 3, which somebody his age is earnestly trying to understand. I wasn't offended. I was just like, oh, I live as a man. I'm not a woman. Even though I look.
When
like
he
a
says,
woman.
do you think he?
He was
do
like,
you
it
think
got cut
he
out of the
doesn't
interview,
know
but
what
he's
it
like,
means? I'm not being
Yes,
rude.
I think he doesn't know what it means.
Right.
So I think he's asking, do you live as a woman? Kind
Right,
of.
right.
So it was like, are you trans? And I kind of explained it to him, but they didn't include in the interview. But I didn't, again, context, I'm not thinking Larry's homophobic, transphobic.
No.
Larry's actively trying to understand.
Yeah.
And like, he was like, I was like, I said some analogy about like, you know, you have the corn and you can eat it, or you can plant corn and grow more corn. And Larry's like staring, and Larry sits like on South Park like this. I mean, he was so nice, but it is this with the full suit with active like sneakers, right?
Right.
And he looks right at the camera and does my whole bio with no notes and no teleprompter. Amazing.
Really?
Perfectly.
At that age, that's
He hadn't
wild.
even looked me in the eyes yet, and he looks right at the camera and goes, "Our next guest is an American super." Like the TV show's music, he knew all the no prompter.
Wow.
So then he goes, I go, you know, corn, and then it's a long pause, and he's looking at me, and I go, "You like corn?" And he goes, "Yeah. On the cob, yeah." And it was so funny. So it's me and Larry going like, "I love corn." He's like, "Me too." And like,
but honestly, the simplicity of him, I don't know if he's so brilliant that it's on purpose or the accident is the beauty, right? Like, is he so smart at comedy that he knows to just let it sit and go, "Yeah, I love corn."
I think he
yeah,
is.
it might, but that's what I can never understand about him is like, does he know that when he said to Danny Pudi, luxury, like a private jets, is that him being so ahead of the joke where he's like, this fucking idiot doesn't take private jets, but I'm going to say it earnestly so he thinks that I really mean it.
yeah.
Like, is he that good? Like, every time I watch him, I'm like, is he that fast?
I don't think in that case, I think he actually has been Larry King so long that he thinks that that's. I mean, that guy said coffee, and Larry countered with private
jets. But that's what I mean. That could be such good. There's a piece of me that believes that sometimes people that have lived in this business for so long, they just know that you're going to give, or maybe he's going to tee you up.
Right, like maybe Larry's just trying to lead you into a pissing contest that you will never win.
Right.
Like, I don't know, private jets, and then Larry like looks at the camera like, yeah, exactly. Maybe that's kind of what happened, but he was very high comedy. And then, you know, the "oh honey" thing is kind of like a catchphrase. And at the end of the interview he goes, "Thanks, honey." And I was like, yeah, he's doing a bit.
See what
he's
I mean?
doing a type 5.
He knows. He knows.
He knows.
He's one of those people where I'll probably never get to be on a show. So thank you for rubbing it in. I really do appreciate that.
It could happen. I was the second drag queen ever. RuPaul
Could I be the third? Could I be? What's my drag name again? What did we say it was?
I don't even. Gingivitis?
Gingivitis.
That's fun, right?
Yeah, I guess. I just have to show up with really bad teeth.
Yeah.
Stain out my teeth.
That's your bit, is like, oh, the nail fell off. Oh,
Who's-
God, I'm turning back into a pumpkin.
Oh my God, is it midnight?
It's turning it, yeah.
Who is the, not worst is the wrong word, but like who's the drag queen that like everybody loves?
Why'd you say worst first?
Well, you know what I mean. Who's the one that everybody loves, but it's like not because she's. What am I trying to say?
You tell me.
Okay, I'll give you the best
Because
example.
she's nice,
I'll give you the best example, and
cool.
I'll give you some like in stand up. There's people that aren't that funny, but we love them so much it doesn't matter.
Honestly,
So is there someone in drag that's like so beloved by the community, but they're not even that good at drag? But it's almost like
me.
no, fuck you.
No, I'm incredible.
But
at that.
who is it that they're like? Because in comedy we have our loves where we're like everybody know, and I don't want to mention names because it's nobody's business.
Because it's Bobby Lee.
It's Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he also is in drag. You know that, right? He's black. He's a black girl. Yeah. It's a weird. It's
These
strange.
are his words, not mine. He's got to have done drag at some point. All
I
his years
wish.
on Mad TV.
Would he be cute?
He's beautiful. I don't want to generalize, but a lot of times Asian men, they have a lot of features that really are, they lend themselves to either gender.
Yeah, but that's like slender Asian man. He's very portly.
Even better though.
I
because
guess.
when you're plus size as a man, your angular jaw, etc., rounds out. The big queens are the prettiest queens usually.
Asian,
That's why
though?
I'm so ugly. I'm so thin.
Yeah, but Asian or white? Because he is
White is usually ugliest. Any version of white is ugliest
Okay,
usually.
got it.
I will say the more melanin in the skin, the more you just age better. Softer features.
Well, these are just facts of humans.
Yeah, fuller lips,
Right.
fuller cheeks, better skin, better hairline.
Hottest drag queen right now is who?
Like in the industry?
No.
Oh, out of drag?
Yeah.
God. Sasha Bell's really hot. I mean, she is from my season of Drag Race, and she went on to do bodybuilding and now does porn.
Fuck.
So she's like a 6'2" daddy with like a hammer dick, just raking in the OnlyFans money. So
The
we're all.
OnlyFans money is like
It's
shockingly. I never knew it was. I'm thinking they're getting paid, but now I'm like, oh fuck, that's like Millionaires Row.
Imagine the porn industry level money if you cut out every middleman, including the camera person, the producer, the casting, all of it.
Wow.
So if you're successful, do you know anybody who does OnlyFans?
Yeah.
They make more money.
You
than
live
they
in
wanna
LA, right?
Yeah.
We-
Literally. during
Everyone I know
COVID-
does OnlyFans.
During COVID, I'm dead serious. I would say half the people I know do OnlyFans, and it's fine.
No, me too. I'm dead serious. I know probably, I would say 15 to 20 people that do OnlyFans. that
Yeah,
I know.
and
to varying levels too, which I also find interesting.
Yes, I know people who just work out naked. I know people who have full sex. I know people who who only do like fashion, like modeling.
Yeah.
So some
Or
people
trying on clothes is a big one too, like trying on outfits.
Really?
Yeah, that's so much money in that. Honestly, I know someone I cannot mention.
trying on outfits.
Tries
Do you know
on
how many
outfits.
I tried on for this?
You should seriously OnlyFans it. I'm not kidding. There's so much money in watch. People just want to watch you comment about trying on clothes.
Oh, like I wish this cut differently, or
Yeah, and they send you the fucking clothes. The craziest part is these companies just give people clothes because they're getting paid because they mention the brand and all that shit.
Are you serious?
Yes, you should do it.
I would say she's one of the hottest. It really depends who you ask, but there's a lot of very attractive. Drag
I mean,
queens.
to you.
Oh, to me, like who would be the one?
Yeah.
Sasha Bell's pretty beautiful. Otherwise, God, not many. I mean, I like kind of big and burly,
As in like strong and chunky?
like strong, chunky, hairy beard, like mass. And a lot of
Yeah.
the drag queens are like hairless. They don't even have eyebrows. So you know-
Really?
oh, are you kidding? To
Or
be
some, no, I've seen they have,
hot for a drag
They
queen
have
just
some-
means you have teeth. Like drag queens out of drag, it's a little bit of a mixed bag, you know.
right. Would I fare okay in drag world?
Out of drag? Out of drag?
Yeah, out of drag, yeah.
Out of
No.
drag, not so great.
Great.
In drag, I don't probably.
I'd have to
What are you
shave.
like 6 feet tall?
6'1", yeah.
You'd have to shave.
195, yeah.
You'd have to shave.
I got a nice tush.
What kind of? I have to say, if you did drag, what kind of drag would you do?
Um,
I want to see in the comments too what kind of drag they see you and what's the look.
like,
You got to do red hair.
yeah, no, I would need wigs.
But this is like red hair. You can need to do like Poison Ivy, Ruby, like Rihanna red, like fun red.
I guess, but it's because I live with this. I'd want something different, you know.
Oh, blonde.
No, I think I'd be a brunette.
The fashion police are coming to get you. You could
If
do
the
brunette.
mics can't pick this up, there was a cop car going by. There's something about
Brunette is hot. Like when you look at, whenever I see a picture of like, not Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's wife.
Lisa Marie Presley.
That's the daughter.
That's not. It wasn't that his wife too.
Is it?
They were from the South.
Priscilla Presley.
Priscilla Presley. Yeah.
When I see her or like Lana Del Rey, big brown hair with like doe eyes, I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I was brunette, but I've never.
No, your blonde is right for you.
Yeah, it's right for me.
You know why? Because your face, like you have a face that it's a blonde face.
They look dumb.
No, it's just you have a face that works with blonde. It's something about
Well,
your
there's
face.
hieroglyphics on my face, which
Yeah. Ancient Egyptians.
there's
painted
this
that.
one drag queen who, because of my nose, tells me I'm a woman behind bars because there's 2 brown lines. That's what's funny about drag is like, of course we're beautiful, but ultimately, like, it's what's magical about drag is it's a whole room of people agreeing, like suspension of disbelief. Even if you're at a shitty gay bar with a sticky floor, the whole room goes, she's a woman. Let's
Yeah.
just go with it.
No,
I know that
see-
we can see lines on her nose.
Yeah.
We can smell her armpits.
Right.
And she doesn't know the words. But that's Selena.
But that's
You know?
why anybody who likes theater at all loves drag. Anybody that has any sort of, like, you know how they say, I'm not a huge wrestling fan. I don't like wrestling, but people who tell me, they're like, you would like it. It's theater. It's just theater.
It's drag.
It's drag theater. That's
a
all
lot
it
of
is.
drag queens love wrestling and vice versa.
Because it's drag theater. It really is.
Yeah.
And they tell me all the time, they're like, you like that showy thing. You would like it. I just never invested in it. But the more I think about that stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, it's the same thing as when I go to see a drag show. I'm so deep in the theater of this fucking cockamamie thing that's been
And you
conjured
wear your
up.
theater look. You do a
100%.
scarf. You do like
It's
opera
called an ascot.
glasses.
I have an ascot.
Opera glasses.
Yes.
Smoking indoors. Illegal.
Continue.
You have a box seat. Even if it's a gay club, you bring your own box seat.
Right.
It's like a shitty Hamburger Mary's and you're like,
By the way, I took my dad to Hamburger Mary's.
that's a good like cherry pop.
It was a good
Drag
intro
experience.
level. Right. My second place in West Hollywood was Crescent
Big
Heights.
fat dicks.
It wasn't.
Bring your dad to big fat.
We said BFDs, but I mean that's
Yeah.
you're a rookie. We at BFDs, Dad and Pops and I, we crossed swords and we took a photo.
Oh my god.
We won. No, when I moved into my second place, Crescent Heights in Santa Monica, my dad was like,
You were going to the gays.
"Yeah, I was."
Crescent Heights in Santa Monica.
Yeah, I was sniffing around.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what was going on. I mean, fuck, Circus of Books was across the street from my house.
But let me tell you, you want gay people to like you,
R.I.P.
say you're not gay.
I am gay.
But if you say you're not gay, they'll be obsessed with you.
Yeah, I'm not gay.
It's this, it's the same reason as like gay guys all the time. I'm like, if you want a boyfriend, wear a wedding ring.
Right.
Because men, I think in general, want what they can't have.
Yeah.
So
That's
if you're not available, they're like, oh, I want that.
well, yeah. Whenever I would go, well, but also you can sniff me from a mile. I mean, I couldn't look more of like a boring straight guy. So when Justin would take me to any of those bars, I was bait. You know what I mean? I was chum in the water. It was always like
They would get drunk, and then Justin would move in. This is the podcast where we expose Justin as a predator. It wouldn't be comedy if somebody wasn't a predator.
he was just baiting me. He was just baiting me. It was
masturbating you.
He was masturbating me the entire time. And by the way, loved it. Didn't fight. No, I took my old man, by the way, to Hamburger Mary's and got tanked and fell in love. Like, he's
Did your
not.
dad love it?
He's not like somebody who is against it at all, but also is kind of uninterested in that. He's like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't care.
Yes. That's a great old person attitude where they're like, whatever floats your boat.
He couldn't care. I mean, my mom just has so many friends in the gay community that I think he didn't care. It was never like, but we take him there and he was whatever about it. Then he got lit up and was like party animal, was dancing and shit. I was like, look at this
love it.
motherfucker. Yeah, because I think once they really feel how fun it is, like the party that goes on, it's hard to not get involved.
And once you realize, like, oh, this is, besides the nudity or the innuendo, this is very pure.
It is,
It's very, like, adults just want to feel like kids. A drag show is one of the only places where adults can go and feel like children.
Yeah. It is really
It's very
childlike.
pure.
It's very fantasy.
Very fantasy. And I mean, especially at a drag show like a Hamburger Mary's, they're usually, like, family friendly. So the only sex jokes you're going to get are, like, innuendo. It's more like Elvira.
It was pretty soft. Yeah.
Or RuPaul, where it's like, or Bugs Bunny, where it's like wink, wink.
Right.
It's not that bad.
Was Bugs Bunny in drag?
Bugs Bunny's probably one of the most famous drag queens ever.
Is that and I'm stupid? And that's
No, do you remember Bugs Bunny would always like escape by pretending to be a woman?
And dress up like a girl, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best quotes of all time was an improv scene in Wayne's World. They're supposed to be at O'Hare Airport watching planes go over, and they're sitting on the hood of the car, and Dana says to Mike, he says, "Hey Wayne, did you ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he put on a wig and pretended to be a girl?"
Yes, I remember
And
that.
Mike laughs, and you can feel the laugh is so real because Dana threw it to him out of nowhere, and he goes, "Neither did I. It was just a question." I was like, "That's one of the like by far the greatest moments where I'm like, oh God, that's comedic
I love
genius
Dana
to throw.
Carvey.
Oh,
Do you know
genius."
him? Of
No.
course you do. No?
No.
I always think, like, I was just talking to Whitney about this. I was like, I always think you comedy people truly all know each other.
In a way, we've all met. Like, we all have met each other, but like,
Or like ships in the night.
yes, no, seriously. But I only consider like knowing someone with like this. Like, I know you now.
Yeah.
But like,
Same with drag queens. Like, I've met everyone once.
Right.
At this point.
Right.
Do I
But
know them? Maybe not.
hard. Like it's hard. There's people that I've met in comedy that I think I would say I know, but then they might say no.
Yeah.
You know, they might be like, I don't know.
The only other queens I think that are like comedians, like they do stand up for a living is Bob. You know Bob the drag queen?
Yes.
That's probably one of the funniest people who's ever lived.
Yeah.
She's Wayne Brady in a wig.
Yeah.
Looks like Wayne Brady in a
Wayne
wig.
Brady is Wayne Brady in a wig, by the way.
Totally.
Yeah, that's very deep.
And then Bianca, obviously Bianca Del Rio, and she's more like a Lisa Lampanelli, like ripping into the audience.
Yeah.
Like the worst, horrible non-PC night of your life is a Bianca show.
But that's why those things are so fun because because if you're smart enough to know that it's all fucking for fun and it means nothing, then you can come along on this ride. Like we keep talking about. It's like if you're down for the journey and I've tucked and I taped and you know and I know and we're both in on it.
Yeah.
Aren't we in on it?
Right.
Where's the issue? I just like that's the thing about entertainment as a whole. I hope the future of it is like
When there's tape on someone's genitals, take it with a grain of salt. You know,
Yeah.
when there's wigs,
Right.
take it with a grain
yeah,
of salt.
please relax. It's not.
Like I remember when I first started because I was doing drag and then I was like, I want to do stand up. So I'm gonna go do improv with the Comedy Sports in Milwaukee. And I started working with them. And I remember they were giving me a tour and they were like, "This is the wig wall." And I remember being like, "Those are not wigs." And that's where I was like, I'm gonna spend a few years here, but like, those are not wigs. It was like granny wigs. And I was
Right.
like, and once you realize comedy people, drag queens, we're literally all just putting on proverbial wigs.
We are.
We're the same people.
Yeah.
The same. Same with go-go boys, strippers. I mean, comedians and strippers are way closer.
Same
than you
people.
think.
They're the same
The
people.
same people.
Yeah, we're all putting on an act. It's all some wonderful act that's, by the way, completely self-absorbed. Like,
Oh, entirely.
it's all about. It's just us.
Do you
Whether
like strippers?
love,
You do?
love.
Okay. I love the sex work industry.
What I guess what I mean is,
You love the idea.
I love it.
Do you go to strip clubs? The only time I've gone to strip clubs, honestly, is after comedy festivals.
Yeah, that's when you go. Yeah,
When it's like me,
Montreal. Yeah.
Yes, it's like Montreal, where it's like me and every gay comic in the thing that night, and
Yeah.
Nicole Byer being like, "I guess we're going to the gay strip club."
Yeah, but when you
Nicole
go
being
there,
the drag queen of the group.
Nicole, what'd you say?
Nicole being the drag queen of the group.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
drag queens love Nicole.
Is she like top tier for you guys, huh?
She's a drag queen to us. I mean, she's in a full makeup, in a wig.
Yeah.
She's us.
Yeah.
And Nicole, like in a dressing room of drag queens, you would swear that she's doing a number that night. She's a drag queen. She is.
She's very funny.
We should have you, because I always talk about like at drag shows, the real show is in the dressing room. And I think at comedy clubs, besides people in the corner like muttering their set, the real show is in the...
is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, did you ever see comedians, fuck, what was it called?
In cars committing manslaughter?
No. Yeah. Rich people in cars getting coffee. No,
That is what that was.
it's like multimillionaires getting coffee. You're like,
In
why?
fancy cars
Yeah.
and not drinking the coffee.
I have no hate for Jerry Seinfeld. Every time I saw it, the people were like, did you see it? I was like, what is it? Rich people getting coffee? Is it the most
That being
fucking...
said, if the phone rang and they said, "Would you come on and go in the car?" you would say, "Of course I will."
Yeah, because you don't have a choice. It's like almost like it's like bend my arm. It's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna do that. But also,
It's like every time Drag Race is like, "Do you want to come back and do this?" I'm like, "You're not asking. You're telling."
yeah,
I'm
I have
doing
to. I
it."
don't have a choice. Right, that's right. It's more like you have to do this.
Right.
But as an you still have to from the outside be like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Right.
Fucking rich people getting coffee at, Intelligentsia.
In like I'm sure they're rented beautiful cars.
Yeah. No, Jerry owns all those. Yeah.
They're even like European. Jerry's on the wrong side of the car. It's Amy Schumer being
It's
like,
in
"Is
the
this
middle."
okay?"
Yeah, no, I would do it. Of course, I would do it in a heartbeat. But it's one of those things where, it's just, I always made fun of the fact that I was like, this is like the richest people on earth talking about life and they get coffee. And you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
sure.
not relatable content.
No, it's really tough.
Can I ask you a stand-up question?
Yeah,
Because
please.
I was just talking to I forget who I was talking to about this. Matt Bowen Yang.
Yeah.
And Matt Rogers.
Yes.
Culturistas.
Yeah.
We were talking about like, for those of us who haven't done stand-up now, stand-up is an act where like the more you do it, the more often, the better you get.
Yeah.
And even when you're not touring, you have to go like the gym. You have to keep going.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen to all of us? Do our credits transfer?
Yeah, well,
Are we
yes.
all going to be back at Improv 1?
No. The card still swipes. You know what I mean? Like I still feel like you still achieved what you've achieved and worked to what you've worked to, and like that will transfer over. I just think I think people are going to be more starving than ever to like watch us all again. Like whatever capacity live performance is, I don't care what it is. People are going to go see fucking music like crazy. I just think we're going to have some weird. There's going to be some weird massaging time. Like it's going to be a lot more. We're just trying to figure this the fuck out again,
Right?
Because there's no repetition at all. And I think that happens in any live performance art when you take a break or it makes you take the break. But also, this has been live performance, so like.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this year.
I'm gonna edit it to just me talking to myself, but that's just
I don't
me.
blame you.
Yeah, that's just me.
Or your voice and my body. Like, don't it look incredible?
It'd be great if it was your voice with me talking the whole
Guys,
time.
I finally changed my hair color.
Yeah.
Blonde whiskey.
Blah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, I do. You're right though. I do like it's. I do think it's definitely going to affect our business.
Do you remember your sets?
I do. But that's only because
Okay,
I'm
because
obsessive.
I really don't.
You don't at all?
No.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I know I have some of my like because I was pulled off my national tour.
Yeah.
Right when COVID started. So
Me-
then
same thing.
You were too?
Yeah.
So I have my last show recorded. So
Right.
I remember the tour when I listened to it. But like if I had to go do 10, I'm like, I don't remember.
Well, so I went.
Or a type 15, I'm like, I don't remember it.
Yeah, see, but I mean, like my repetition was for years, for like, 14 years was like every night, 3 shows a night. So like it's still
You're a
ingrained in
sleeper
me.
agent.
Yeah, I am. But I am annoyed with like, oh, I have to start all over again a little bit
Yeah.
in the idea of like the performance idea, because the rhythm you have to get back into. It's not the jokes, it's more your performance, and that's going to take some time, without a doubt. I
From
think
like
it's
a
going to be
business
wild.
perspective, the drag queens we always talk about, like in the last 6 months, we're always like, what's going to happen? We're predicting in gay world, at least in club life, it will be the Roaring 20s. People will wear Halloween costumes to the club.
I couldn't agree
wigs,
more.
Glitter.
I couldn't agree more.
People will go get blackout drunk on a Monday.
Yep,
It will be lines in every bar every night.
I couldn't agree more.
But as far as like quality of content, I think it's going to be odd for all of us to step on stage, not mention this, because I
Yeah.
think that nobody wants to hear about it at that point.
I don't think anybody wants to hear about COVID shit anymore.
The more I was like, originally in the beginning of this, I was like, how is this going to affect the way we live during it? And now that we see a light at the end of the tunnel with vaccinations and stuff, I'm like, what will the pickup be like for us comics who, I don't know, I don't know how you workshop things, but it's like if I have 15, I'm going to do 10 minutes of stuff I know works and then 5 of new with a cushion just
Yeah.
in case.
Right.
It's like for those of us who haven't really, working stand-up is different than being on camera.
Yeah.
It's going out one night knowing like this is the night where it might not work at all because this is brand new. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but you also know your confidence of what you write and what you
Oh,
work
I'll be
on.
confident.
No,
but
I
I
mean
might
like,
bomb.
but there's something there that's good anyway.
Yeah,
Whether or not it works, it's not whether or not it's good. It's whether or not it works. That's what I always believe. It's like, it's good. You just have to make it work because you formulated it. So it came from this great nugget. You put effort into creating this thing. It's not, oh, is this a good joke? Or it's just, oh, is this going to work? That's always been my thing. It's like, I know if I'm ready to present it to somebody, it's good. I just don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, like I know the core of it is funny.
Yeah.
But through repetition and through trying it, you find out a lot of times, like I always talk about my first hour I worked on, I realized, oh, the punchline's the pause.
Yeah.
Things you can't figure out until you're in front of real
Yeah,
people.
you have to have it, right? Yeah, it's gonna take time, but you're right though. Honestly, I think that's gonna be across the board, not just in any semblance of a certain community. People want to fucking get back and like see shit and
Yeah.
watch shit again. I do think you're right. It's gonna be a little bit of time before it gets quality again. It's gonna be a lot of dumpster diving, a lot of like people just want to go see a million shows, and I just think at some point it will level back out to like, okay, people want quality again instead of like, I'll go anywhere, I'll do anything. Because I do think people will go, when this is all said and done, whatever that means, people will do anything to get back out, to go see fucking, I'm sure cruises are going to get.
It's going to be a cruise with Creed.
And by the way, Trixie and I are opening for Creed on the Carnival Cruise. It's going from San Juan. I would too. Are you kidding me?
I think we're a similar age group.
Yes.
I'm 31, you're 37.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew
And you
up
said
with
that
like
3 times because you want to rub it in, by the way.
I was very young.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain amounts, like certain types of joke music that I'm like, that's not a joke to me.
No. It's
Like
not a joke at
182
all.
is not a joke to me.
No. Dude Ranch. No.
Dude Ranch, take off your pants and jacket. It's not a joke
Not
to
a
me.
joke to me.
At all.
Well, we're going to go on, we'll tour together. And hopefully we do get to do some shit together. This would be fun because this could be the birthing of a beautiful friendship.
I feel it. I feel God in this Chili's tonight.
So do I. You and I and this awesome blossom are going to make it.
We are.
We are. Okay, look in the camera.
Oh, I have to say a phrase or a word.
Yeah, you know. But wait till I'm off camera. You take your time. I want you to do it on your accord. But I'm going to leave now and let you have your moment in the sun.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead when you're ready.
Hi, it's me, Trixie Mattel, and tonight Andrew Santino made me feel very comfortable.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers, oh hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.